We are live. We are live.
Welcome to the Bro Show Live. This is episode 101. I'm Skillable One. The panel is assembled. I hope you guys can hang out for a little while, smoke with us. If you have any questions, make sure you drop them in the chat. Other than that, cheers, panel. What's going on, guys?
I believe episode 101 means this is going to be the beginner's learning episode, right? Is that how that works?
The 101.
That's not a bad idea.
MBGS.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Before we introduce the panel, I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Madman Euphoria Farms, Easy Swap Pots, code MBGS, State Genetics, 2020 Mendocino, Skillbo's got the coffee cup, and Tiki Madman, which is who Dan's wearing a shirt.
Yeah, man.
What's up, everyone? Thank you for joining us. Let's introduce everyone, and we'll get to it. Dan, you can go first, sir.
Hello.
Where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Instagram. You can find me here with the Bro Show. You can find me with the Wake and Bake every other Saturday. You can find me at Freedom Green Farms. Thanks for joining us, chat. Look forward to some laughs.
Every other Saturday except this last Saturday.
Yeah,
Yes, that was a hiccup.
there was a hiccup, guys. Sorry about that. All the panelists were busy and forgot our show. So, my bad. Our bad. Spartan, welcome. Fresh off the other show.
Thank you. Is my sound okay? Speaking of that, I guess my sound was kind of crappy on the last show a couple times.
Sound good?
You sound better than last show for sure.
Perfect. Let me know if it gets shitty. What happens is my tripod that holds up this fucking microphone, it just starts to like relax and it fucking drops. And I have to fucking.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
It's so fucking annoying. So yeah, I'm Spartan Grown. You can find me on Instagram at Spartan Grown, all one word, or you can shoot me an email at spartangrown@gmail.com. Sorry, Native Maids. Shout out to them. They make a banana bread that I purchased at the Hash Bash Cup for a very, very reasonable price, and it was 800 milligrams. So I ate the second half of that today. Well, an hour ago, and it's hit me right now, and it's slowing me down. I can feel it.
You're talking in slow motion. It's like your mouth is in like quicksand.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us, Spartan. Painted Lady, welcome. Wearing Rasta Bob's hat that he gifted you.
Hell yeah, I am.
Where
Cheers,
can everybody find you?
guys. Yeah, I thought I'd bust this out again tonight because I just didn't feel like doing anything with my hair. So you're welcome. And
So I drew attention to it. I'm sorry.
no, it looks better than what my hair did. So yeah.
Dude, same
And-
thing, man. Same thing. My fucking hair's terrible.
I know.
Astro Charlie says hat game is strong tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's got, well, yeah,
Go
almost
team.
everybody. Polished and red.
Abolish is looking suave. He's got his hair did.
No, look at him, man. Now I gotta go.
Yeah.
Get
I even think that he might have ran a rake through his beard too. It's
That
kind of
beard
looking
looks
really
fucking. I was just
smooth
gonna
and
make a
shaved.
comment, man. That looks fucking slick. Now I gotta go fucking find someone to trim this shit
Get him
up.
some wax.
Believe it or not, that's all hand sculpted, man. I didn't use the brush at all. I was in a little bit of rush.
Use the force.
Nice, nice.
It's looking like a chia pet. little bit.
Cha-cha-chia. The Bob
Some
Ross
braids
one.
and yeah.
They've got some cool ones, man. They've got a Snoop Dogg one now, and
Did you just say that chia pets were really cool ones?
Yeah, dude.
They really do have some cool ones now.
yeah, they do have some
Yeah.
cool ones. Anyway, I didn't finish. I forgot. You can find me on Instagram at Painted Lady Gardens. And cheers, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Got to make sure we
Next.
let you finish. Let's see who hasn't gone yet. Red, welcome, Red. Want to give us a
Hello.
quick introduction? We'll get into it.
Yeah, what's happening, everybody? Red Sutter Farm. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me right here on the Bro Show Live. This evening, we'll call it about 11:30. We'll go live with Polarity Science.
Yeah, man.
Some
Hell
harm
yeah.
reduction. There's some interesting things going on locally, which later this summer, there's going to be an Entheogen Fest. Pretty interested about all that. Don't know a lot of details, but maybe we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight and some other stuff. So anyways, feel free to tune in, as well as the late session. Cheers, Becca. I see Becca tuning in to chat, and everybody else hanging out there in chat land, hang out live with us. Don't forget to hang out live. Hit that live chat, top chat, live chat. Click it over. If you're having troubles with it, I don't know, man. I can't help you any further. It's toggle, it's a fader, it's all kinds of things, depending on your
Crossfader, dude.
crossfade. Get
Crossfaded.
crossfaded, everybody. Shout out to all of you. You're all beautiful people. And welcome to the Bro Show Live.
Thank you, Red.
Thank you.
Make sure you check out Polarity Science after this. Abolished. Welcome to the show, sir. Where can everyone find you?
What's going on, guys? Cheers, Groskies, fellow butt chuggers. What's up, panel?
Fellow butt chuggers.
Find me on IG, YouTube at Abolish Farms, and wherever you see MBGS Productions.
Appreciate it very much.
I got
Skillbo?
that fucking beautiful people stuck in my head.
You know what? I do
Yeah.
want to do an opening, and I want to give a shout out to everybody over at 2020. They sent me the box this week, had some swag in there,
Box
and
of
let me
awesome.
hold that back up. There we go. And we
Oh, shit, that is
we were just
cool.
donated some seeds, so we do have the F2 version of the snow cane. So we
I
have
believe
some
they
packs of
gave
that
us
for
just
to-
about enough for all the panelists, right?
just enough for the panelists, yeah, man.
Oh,
So really, really excited on that, man. And
Does that mean
I'm-
me?
It does mean you.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay,
Yep.
cool. I gotta make sure I get
Gemini.
this. I missed out on I think the med grower drop when he gave us all those. I gotta make sure I get down on these guys.
Yeah, we gotta do it. It's easy to forget people from long lists of names too. So if you ever don't make it in these things, I humbly apologize.
The longest list.
and those are cool though, because those are femmes. So you know that you're getting a female. You know, you
Exactly.
just pop what you need, not anymore. It's fucking nice.
Speaking of seeds, I got seeds for my birthday from Baked, and I got seeds for my birthday from Yeti Sash. I posted about them on my Instagram. Very, very excited. The ones from Baked, especially. No offense to
dogs.
Yeti, but Baked knew that I've been eyeballing these seeds because I told him that they were the first ones he should pop. So he just gifted them to me so that I could do that, which is very nice of him. It is Chem D crossed with Chem 91. I'm a huge fan of Chem genetics and what it's done for cannabis as a whole. So I'm really excited to get into it and see what there is in there.
Well, let me ask you a question about Chem, since it is one of your favorites. Is what is it about the strain that just does it for you? Is it the flavor? Is it the facts? What is it?
Well, that's the lineage where you get like GMO, Death Star, Sour Diesel, all that stuff comes from the Chem lines. So I think that you get a lot of the gassy, nasty, funky, super strong, like the ones that get you high, you know? A lot of those come from that lineage. So I'm really excited as somebody that's getting more and more interested in breeding genetics to pop seeds that carry that. That's like the parent lineage to GMO and a lot of other cool stuff. So I'm excited to see what there is in there.
And I hit too big of a fucking bong rip, but I want to jump in and say that's what's super interesting about that cross is for breeding down the line, even to have that genetic and be able to hit that with something else. I mean, what kind of awesome stuff you can bring out. Jesus,
You're thinking Mac, aren't you?
Well, that's my opinion of it.
Chem
It's like
Mac.
if there's so many different good chem strains that exist in the world, like
Yeah,
so
like what
many.
you're saying, like all chem is in the background of a lot of the good shit out there.
Yeah. So
But
as
it's such a good like back end finisher, you know, for everything. So why not? I mean, I hate it when there's just one flavor, like it's just berries or whatever, and there's no back end. I like that chem or gas on the back end with it.
yeah, it really brings the punch to a lot of crosses that there are out there. So I'm excited. We'll see how high we can get them to test too. That's one of the things that chem seem to be able to get them up over 30 now. So that's really, really neat. And this full package of regular seeds. So I'm going to try to find a male, hopefully, and cross some funky strain, you know, the nastiest, funkiest thing with, you know, stuff like the Mac, like you said, Skilbo, and other choice strains. Like, what about apple fritter crossed with like the funkiest thing you could find? You know, what comes out of that, or what you know?
So
runs or
let's
whatever.
do logistics for a minute. Since you said this is the 101 episode, so let's break this down. So when you say that you want to look at it for future breeding, does that mean that you want to build out a breeding chamber similar to like what Medgrower 1 and Vader uses? Or are you talking about getting a tent at another spot and trying to do it that way? What's the plan?
I've got a lot of different spaces, so I'm excited to be able to do that. Right now I have plants on 2 different floors in my house. I could even do all of the floors in my house if I wanted to. But yeah, probably just a tent thing where you put a male with a few, because you don't need
Bunch of
big
stunners, right?
plants to make
No.
seeds. So I'll do like some 3s, you know, and
Dude, you could do a 2x2 tent
right.
That's what I was
just
thinking.
put a male in there, Or
You
then
can
put
do
a
solo cups.
Or just
and-
put a tarp. Just put a
Oh
tarp.
my dude,
and
I never
catch
thought of
pollen.
a solo cup. That's
Just do a
crazy.
tarp and catch
Yeah.
pollen, and then you can store the pollen for as long as you want and use it whenever the fuck you want, instead of having to fuck with other plants in there and
That's
fuck
what I'm
with
talking about.
environments. Have one plant, so it's only one more plant to fuck with and deal with it all day, and then just
True.
collect that fucking pollen.
Yeah, it's really easy when you think about it to get together like a little tent to grow, like a 3x3. You're looking at less than $1,000 to buy like all of the grow stuff,
Oh,
So, and then you could make some seeds, and we'll see. I got interested in making them when people were seeing pictures of my testers, like on my story, and people were trying to get seeds of those, and I don't have any because I made like 15 seeds of my own, and they turned out to be really good. So we'll see.
This is what's bouncing around in my head sequence. So you're playing around with breeding. I'm playing around with breeding. A few of us other people here are playing around with breeding. Why don't we just all collaborate and then we can, if we do want to get into the business of seeds, just do it collectively. And
Yeah, definitely. Like Ocean Grown used to do.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
And then we could just fucking throw them out, because it's the same thing, man. In my DMs all the time, people saying,
I just
"Hey,
want
when
to
are those
test.
seeds coming out?
What do you
When are
think,
those seeds
Chad?
coming out?" And like, I've sent some seeds out to people
Right.
just for free, but just to get them out there, because I know I can't get to them right now. And
I had a lot of people be
do.
like, do you have any of that tester available or whatever, that kind of thing. And
Yeah.
Just narwhal, right?
Narwhal actually ran them. He was like
Right.
I sent him to a couple of people, just to have people help me grow them, just to see how viable they were. And so we'll see. Bake says Bloomco is a collective breeder, so that's kind of cool. I wouldn't be surprised to hear that that's the case for a lot of big breeders, especially with the amount of strains and like genetic pool you've got to have. I know that I have like 20 strains, and we have a
Talking about
limited
21
plant count
right now.
You know what I mean? We have a limited plant count. So if you have 20 strains and you can only hold 70, that means you're really limited, So the more people you have in your collective that you can trust, the better you can do, for sure.
Yeah, I see Astro Charlie in chat right now, and I want to shout him out because me and Baked ran out to the Hash Bash Cup real quick. I didn't have a lot of time, but I still wanted to get out there because I knew Berg was there and I wanted to meet him, and just meet fans, right? So we drove out there and we saw Astro Charlie. Astro Charlie came up to us while we were eating, and he handed us.
How rude!
It was fucking awesome, dude. It was
I'm just kidding.
awesome. And he handed us each of us like this bag, and it had like I've got him right here. I've got some of his slabs and his card, and I wish my camera was.
Yeah, I spotlighted you just in case it would work.
Fucking ever. But anyways, tons of little slabs, even small little ones. But anyways, and he's got his card. Maybe his card will at least show up. Give him a little bit of promotion.
There you go. Come on, baby. Bring it in.
Can this work?
It's got his home address and his social on it.
No shit, right? And there it is right there. Custom art, branding, printing, clothing, Kalamazoo Printworks at Gmail.
There we go.
And then _ as Astro Charlie at Instagram.
Anyways, the whole point of the story, I'm getting so high right now. And I just hit it again out of the bong, was that he handed me a sample of his 24 karat. Then he said, I believe he told me, now I'm high, I'm questioning myself, but I believe he told me that was his first fucking harvest. And dude, hats off. My hat's off to you, dude, because that shit was fucking fire, man. It's good.
It's all about those genetics, man.
I wish I could fucking knock it out of the park like that my first fucking grow. So, dude, much love, man. That was fucking fire, dude. So good job.
It is so
Nice.
yeah, the expectation of people's first grow is so high now, and I feel bad when
Mine was
because
so
of
low.
that. Yeah. Well, it's just because of like shows like this one and a lot of other shows, right? You have a lot of resources to be able to like make your way through. But like when we started, it was a forum and fingers crossed, and then not knowing what that spot was that you got and not having a person you could ask, and being too nervous because this guy would make fun of you if you asked him about that spot, that sort of stuff.
Red got abducted.
He did get abducted while I wasn't trying to bring it up, but Red got abducted.
We do have a question before we pivot off of this breeder talk. Jay Allen, shout out, says, does the quality of the pollen matter? Is the top stuff better than the down low stuff? Oh, baby came back too. Welcome, Red.
I don't know the answer to that question. I would assume it'd be pretty viable.
I agree. I haven't done that test, but I think that the pollen would be the same.
If you've ever
Technically, every grain of pollen is genetically different, which is a very interesting thing to think about.
and every grain of pollen can make a seed.
Right.
So if you've ever seeded out your plants, you realize this really quickly. You're like,
It's all your
"Holy
little
fuck."
tadpoles, man, flying through the air.
You're like, God damn. You get seeds on the little tiny buds, and you get seeds on the big buds. You get seeds everywhere, man. So yeah, for sure. I think it's viable. I think I treat pollen as if it's like radioactive fucking, like you gotta fucking, it's gonna fucking pollinate everything. That's how I treat it. Almost like an IPM kind of output, you know what I
Well, it's
mean?
very much like an IPM thing, and it's even more because it's as fine of a particle as like PM. It's finer than a HEPA filter. You know, like it's hard to deal with kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
That's why we talked about, since we're on the 101 thing, that's why we mentioned where are you going to put your tent? Because the last thing we want is, say you've got some prize genetics that you've been working with at 2 or 3 rounds. And so you park a tent right next to it to do a breeding thing. Well, the last
At
thing
this
I think
point,
that
I
you
don't
want-
care.
Well,
because I'm
okay.
so into extract that if I were to have some sort of seed
Right.
accident, then I'm good. But I agree. Typically, yeah. Typically, I would agree and say that you wouldn't want your flower to get seeded by accident. It would be very easy to do, like you said, but with the way that my consumption leans now, it wouldn't be like an end of the world type thing.
Speaking of that, when's the last time you showed off that baller jar? Is that thing about empty yet? You scraping the corners?
I don't have a baller jar in front of me right now. They're all over on the other table.
Okay.
I keep waiting for like a convenient break when I can walk. I didn't want to walk away when Spartan was
Ready,
talking about Astro
set,
Charlie.
go.
No, it's fine. I'll get it in a second. But
Well,
I did want to do a
speaking-
bunch of dabs this episode because 710 was yesterday.
Yeah, speaking of, I was just
Yeah.
gonna say, speaking of extracts, might as well talk about 710,
And
which
that's
was
it.
yesterday.
710 day.
And
we
we
got-
have officially done 2 years of this now. Because
Painted Lady into the dabs now. She actually asks to do them every now and again, which is kind of cool. I remember
Good.
having to talk her into it.
Well, let's talk about it with
So-
you. Painted Lady, what's
He was
your
gonna say
favorite thing?
interesting. He was going to say interesting, so that's what he
Was
really
that?
said. Is interesting, not
Interesting.
cool.
It is cool. It is cool because she asked to get high with me
You know
now instead of
what,
watching me do
Spartan?
dabs.
You know what?
Just
Mute
pointing out the
yourself.
Obvious.
Kick yourself under the same table, man.
No, what's my favorite? What?
Yeah, what is it that you like about working with concentrates that over flour now? Like,
I don't
just
think
the
that's
smoke
true.
wise.
I don't think that's
Flavor.
true. But
The
like,
flavor, yeah, no, that's what I think too. Is sometimes the
Mhm.
flavor on it is just crazy, especially when you have your temperatures right and everything else. You don't cough your full head off. Speaking of
Yeah.
myself, not
Terpometer.
you, Painted Lady.
the terp-o-meter, dude,
The terpometer
really,
You know
really
what?
makes it, really knocks it
down
out
at
of the park.
Braggle Rock. Down
You
at Braggle
know
Rock.
what? I'm gonna give it to
All right.
Sequence on
All right, we
this
got to talk about
because
this. So,
we do
Painted
have-
Lady pulls up YouTube and she starts pulling up terpometer videos, reviews, people talking about it, trying to find the company,
Wanting
saying
to
the
say
name.
the name, yes.
Yeah, so she could prove me wrong.
Oh,
What
she's
happened?
still on that. Wow.
What
She's
happened,
still
Painted
on
Lady?
that.
Yeah, she's still on that.
Because there was a heated convo about it. at
We
his
talked about
house
it again today.
on Friday, and baked. If you're still in chat, back me the fuck up, because God damn
Back
it,
me
you
the
don't
fuck up.
Came up
call
at
it-
brunch.
You don't call it a thermometer at your house. You don't.
Hey, you do.
What
No,
degree
I've never
temperature
said
is
no.
on the thermometer?
Well, I'm on her side on this. I've never said thermometer, I don't think, in my life.
All right. Yeah, but
Thank you.
we're not to the end of the story yet.
We're
Okay.
still going.
So she's watching these videos on YouTube, Painted Lady, and what happened? What happened when you were trying to
What
prove me
happened,
wrong?
I heard a
What
whole
happened?
bunch of people being fucking idiots and
bunch of
mispronouncing
pe-
it.
Everybody says it. Terpometer. Everybody. Every single one.
Hell yeah.
And with
Well, you
that, I'm
know
gonna go
what?
get my dabs.
But that doesn't make it right, though.
They're goddamn idiots, because if they had
You know what
known
goddamn
better,
idiots? Before
if
she's
they
going
would
to play the video,
emphasize the word terp, like the word terpometer.
when she's going to play the video, I'm like, listen, this is just somebody's video. They're probably gonna get it wrong anyway.
It doesn't matter.
I knew
Yeah.
they were gonna
Yeah.
agree with her. They agreed with me.
You
so-
prepped it. So then did you just totally change up and, be like, see, I told you that's what it was.
What's another one?
Exactly, dude.
Find
So we
another
need to write it
video.
down. We need Painted Lady shirt, her shirt, and it's got to have the saying, "They're all damn idiots." And what was it she just
They're all
said?
goddamn idiots.
Goddamn idiot. Yes.
It's like, yo,
That's all right.
Casey.
You do have people,
Right on.
Coupage in chat is with you, Painted Lady.
Thank you. I think they're missing out. If that's what they're actually calling it, a turbometer, I think they're stupid.
Turbometer meter.
And it should be hyphenated in,
And you're saying-
between the O and the middle
And you're
word.
saying terpometer? Is that what
Yes.
you're saying?
I think it should be a terpometer because you're
So like
you're measuring the terps, like because you don't want to fuck up the terps, so you're measuring the heat.
I love.
Wait a
this
minute.
Yeah, fuck up
Wait a
the
minute.
So
Is
you're
it a
saying-
Tried to
so
settle
you're
this
saying,
shit.
like-
We're
is
still
it a
going.
hygrometer
So she's
or is it a
saying, like, no.
hygrometer?
No, I see what she's
Hygrometer.
saying. I understand her thought. She's saying like
Oh, I do too.
thermometer and terps. You'd put those two words
I
together.
agree. I think that her
I understand
logic
that.
made complete sense. So I was
Sure.
already
I've rode with her
looking
since
up
the
these
beginning.
videos.
She
I'm like,
mentioned
these
it.
people are going to say it wrong.
Somebody write this fucking down in history because Spartan just agreed with me.
Somebody email the turbometer terpometer company and let's get to the bottom of this,
But
guys.
full disclosure, let me finish.
But-
Full disclosure.
It's always a but.
That when he showed it to me, he said, "Look what I got." When I read it like what he said, O-meter. It's just weird. It's how big that O is in the middle.
It's not big. It's the
It
same
isn't?
size as the rest of the letters.
It's
Okay,
all-
well,
it's all the same.
maybe it's a fucking maybe it's a male thing. Maybe
Look at
our
her.
eyes
She's
see it with an
crackling
O.
over there, man.
Maybe our eyes see O's bigger than female.
You guys just always see an O face. That's what it is.
Yeah, we're always looking for holes. We're always looking
Always.
for holes. So we just see the hole first.
It is the same sequence. There you go. I don't see any difference in the font. Sequence is a typesetter. He knows.
It looks like if I had
thing.
read it and not known anything, I would have called it a terpometer. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but you're the
Thank
only
you.
one. Like all of the internet agrees that I'm
I'm
right.
not the only one. They just called it a terpometer.
He's just poking at her now. Don't take
Yes.
the bait, painted ladies. Rise above.
If
Rise
this were Rocco's Modern Life, it would be Terp with a giant O meter. Terp
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Red came back to save you.
Terp with a big
So
O
on the top,
with an apostrophe over the big O.
Thank you.
Terpo.
Yes.
Big
Hey,
apostrophe.
Turbo
sequence,
and-
grab
yeah.
some white out. And just
Possibly
put
even
an
a hyphen.
H after the O in the middle.
yeah.
I would like somebody
H.
to contact the company and ask.
Terp O.
I'm just gonna ask him to change the typography of it so that I'm right or more correct.
I'm right.
More correct. Not that I'm
Tell them
right.
to make
I'm
a
more
big, just
correct.
tell them
I'm
to make a
already
bigger
right.
O.
I
Just
had
make it
a
a
bigger
bigger
O.
O. They say we need a bigger O, man. It's just too tight. A bigger O.
Everybody does need a bigger O.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Except
So while we're on the
Oprah.
subject of that,
Oh.
I love that thing, and I'm getting ready to do another dab. So I would encourage chat to do the same.
I have to agree.
Can we get a vote in chat on this to see which way it's pronounced? You guys were slick
Oh,
with it a
that's a
couple
good
weeks
idea. I
ago.
got-
Yeah,
could do
throw
that.
that. Throw that. Yeah. throw
Chat,
that
we
up.
need
That'd be
some
cool.
clarification here.
But I'm going to have to say I have to put my support and make it a Spartan approved device as well, because I was over at Bake's house and he was showing me how I was using it and how much lower you can dab with the damn thing, which is fucking awesome.
It is a really neat tool, I will say.
Sequence 101 style. What's the temperature that you're shooting for the most flavor?
I do 400 to 500, which is what is considered a low temp dab.
Cheers, Daddy Red.
But 500 to like 550 is considered like a regular temperature,
And
and
the
then
cans are-
550 and above is a high temp. Like, yeah, 611 and above is carcinogenics. That's where you want to worry about going too hot.
Is it carcinogenic or is it carcinogenic?
I think you're right.
I don't know.
I think
which one it is.
I think the second one.
It's
I think the second
carcinogenic.
one.
I
You
can't
can't
even
over
fucking
you
what the
you can't
fuck
man.
over
it is.
enunciate carcinogenic, man. Now I didn't know what the hell the word esophagus was when I first read it, and I was in like science class. I've said esophagus a million times,
I
but
thought you said snuffleupagus.
I was like, what the fuck is this esophagus? Do we have this? There's the esophagus somewhere. There's all these areas, and then there's the esophagus.
It
So
was like when Baked came to
Careful.
Yipsy, and he goes, "What the
Oh,
fuck
shit.
is Yipsplanty?"
67% of the people are
What's
riding with Painted
Yipsplanty
Lady.
You can't say the
Yeah.
results in the first 8
Terp
votes. Hold on.
O meter.
We got
Thanks,
Trying to taint the
Chad.
vote. I'm
55
tainting the
people
vote.
here.
Come on, Painted Lady. We got
Thank
this.
you, chat.
53% right now.
Oh, they're trying to take
Turbometer's
you out.
leading.
Terp O meter. Yes.
Somebody just voted 1,000 times
Lots of
Again,
lots of
for the
Rick.
turbo
Rocco's
meter. It was
life.
sequence.
You can only vote once, and there's only been 47 so far.
Yeah.
I hear somebody talking, but it's not. I don't know.
What an amazing skill.
Propaganda says wet blanket in the chat.
Cheers
So-
to you, Red, because guess what I'm topping my bowl with tonight?
Oh hell yeah. Grape Glee.
Grape Glee.
Yeah, I've got a little punch berry cookies topped with a little Red Setter Farm special hash. So
Oh,
thank
they're
Shredder says Hillary and Jason Eyestone says recount.
they're losing faith in you already in chat, Painted Lady. I'm already seeing
What?
Dog Doctor's already saying Painted, you may not win, but you're the correct one. So already making excuses and kissing your butt at the same time.
Dangling
You
Chad.
know
So
what?
what's going on here, man?
Y'all that voted for Terp-O-meter are just idiots. So you just voted for being an idiot.
It's tight right now. It's 51-49. It's super tight right now. But Terp-O-meter is the winner right now with 1 minute.
I want to give a shout out
Say
to
1 minute ago.
Danner1620 says, is it cannabinoid or is it cannabinoid?
You know, that's a good one too, Skilbo, because I have heard this pronounced from, I don't know, a
I say it.
billion
I say
different
it.
ways.
I say it all the
That's
way.
a that's a
I believe it's
dialect.
cannabinoid.
I say cannabinoid all the time, and
Like it's all in one syllable, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, just one
cannabinoid.
just run through it,
Yeah.
man.
That's how I
Sometimes
do
I'll
it.
say cannabinoid, but it's usually cannabinoid.
I
say
think I might
Jay
have said
Allen
it
says
too.
it brings up a good point. It says Terpometer is the way you pronounce it the first time you read it. Then you're supposed to do it better the next time.
That wasn't the poll.
That's
That
pretty
wasn't
funny.
the fucking poll.
That's awesome.
That's pretty funny. Out of state votes don't count. Remember, chat. This isn't the
State
Ohio.
votes don't count.
I'm not worried about your opinion in Ohio.
I think that you're blocking
This is not the
all
Midwest
of the
Bros
correct
Bro
votes.
Show. Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
blocking the correct votes.
I'm painting the lines so that only the O-meter people get to vote here
Are
shortly.
you gonna fucking redistrict us, man? Damn. We are now located in Escanaba.
You're muted, Spartan.
I'm just speaking nonsense anyway. I'm just sitting here like a sportscaster watching the numbers go up and down on this fucking.
Well, let's banter about another.
It's
How
up
come
to
I get that?
52%. Oh my
How do I
god,
get the numbers?
52% for
I would've seen
Terpometer.
numbers. Oh, there's the
Zoso
numbers.
J says,
Oh,
please
now
tell
I
me
back down
the
to
correct way.
51.
I hi.
There it is. Now I can see chat. And I had to click on it.
Very
Smash
into the
Canvas,
vote.
$200, and you don't have to hold it to get your temps. What?
Tapestries.
Oh, I must have to go back and read Wallace.
Smash, you're entirely wrong. The dab rate is
Entirely wrong.
entirely wrong. The dab rate sucks. So
So
the Terpometer used direct contact with the thermocoupler, so you can't get more accurate temperature. The Dabrite uses an IR gun, which is a $20 thermometer on a swivel cord, to charge you an extra $180 to get a less accurate reading because you're pointing it through the air at random shit at a shiny object. All bad. Just buy the right tool. Dabrite works really good for something that you can't use this for, which is a terp slurper, and that's about it.
Do they sell that on Amazon or did you buy that in a store? What's the scoop? Do you go right to their site?
They do sell it on Amazon, and they also sell it off of their site. That's where I bought it. That's the way.
So I got a question for you, pro dabbers, since we're talking about stuff like that right now. You guys introduced me to Cold Start dabbing, and I really, really enjoy it. Could you like explain that and like maybe give people like the benefits and disadvantages to that?
The
Yeah.
original way.
Dan, do you want to go over cold starts? I know that's something that you like to do, and you haven't gotten to chat for a second, so I give you an opportunity.
Absolutely. That's my preferred method to crystal or quartz bangers is the cold start. I feel you get the full expression of the dab. That way, you know, all them really volatile terps, you're able to capture those in the very first hits. And what I do is I load up my banger and, you know, ease that torch into it. Try not to blast it directly, just wave it across the bottom. You'll see your concentrate melt. As soon as it starts breaking down, you know, I start getting pulls and stuff off it, get them first fresh terps, you know, and then I'll just lightly warm it up as I go. And gives me the most satisfactory dab. And I feel like I get the most out of it. So
I love that you can kind of like fraction it off as you hit it while it's warming up. So like you can cap it and hit it while you're heating it and get the most volatile terpenes first. So you get like all the really fruity flavors, all the light flavors first, and then it kind of stages in as you go. And that's really, really neat. Kind of the same way distillation works.
absolutely.
Like Dan said, you want to heat from really far away so that it heats up the nail as slow as possible. That way, when it starts to bubble, when you see that it's melted enough, you don't overshoot by a lot, which you will do if you're heating it really fast.
Becca is putting Red on blast right now and asking him where his first joint is because it is 9:30, folks.
That's a good
We've been doing it
question.
for a half hour.
Smoking my
Cheers, Becca.
And it's a great question because you don't get that that burn in your throat that you typically do when you go in on a hot banger that's just too hot. If you don't have a proper way to gauge the temperature, you get that little blistering on your throat. That ain't good. I really do encourage people to try the cold start.
Yeah, if you don't have a way to measure it, your hand is not good enough. Either the turbo meter, an IR gun, the dab right, whatever the fuck you want to use, all of them would be way, way better than guessing. And it doesn't take very many like failed dabs to use up the amount of money it costs to buy one of these things for like $100. So just buy one now, and it'll pay for itself very fast.
I
Well-
saw someone the other night that probably wished they would have used it before they took that dab because
High
man,
and tight,
A
yeah.
heroic one. Did Frank get it?
I warned him,
poor
dude.
Frank.
I'm like, dude, that's still really hot. And he goes, ah, it's fine. Puts it on there. Oh, not good.
Roasted his lungs, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that vaporizing
Poor
at
guy.
900 is not good.
Well, back in the early days of concentrates for me, which is not super long ago, but I used
Titanium
to have,
nail?
actually, yeah,
Yeah,
that's where we started. And also I had a titanium nectar collector. So, I would heat it till it would get red. And then I would do this like stupid counting thing where I'm like, okay, so if I heat it and then I count for like 8 seconds afterwards, since it's just a small little piece, it'll be fine. So, but like you said, you learn real quickly because, if you think, oh, this concentrate's terrible, maybe you just have to, try to go at a little bit lower temp and see if you like it better that way.
Yeah, that's definitely a point to be made, or a higher temp
Right.
sometimes. But the change in temperature definitely changes the flavor and the effect of all of that stuff. What about Bob asks what a turpometer measures? And I said temperature. He says, so it's a thermometer called a turpometer, and that is true.
That's what made me laugh too, dude. I heard at the same time. It's fucking killing me. I was like, yes, that's exactly what it is, a thermometer.
Fucking idiots.
What are you shaking your head for?
So it's a turbometer.
Fucking idiots.
Oh, shit, man.
Sounds like a turbometer to me.
Cold start, free base, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it can be really shocking for people to watch you cold start, especially if they don't know what you're doing.
Well, it was from the beginning because when I first met,
Sitting in the car in the parking
Don't
lot,
ask
people
what this
tend
is.
to
but
frown on
got
it.
a little hook to it.
okay, hey, man.
Speaking of sitting in the car in the parking lot doing a dab, shout out to Tara. She's not here
was just
because
gonna-
her doggo is missing, and so if everyone could keep her in their
Send some
thoughts.
positive vibes. Yeah.
send some
I
vibes.
heard there
Yeah.
was
She's looking
3
for a pup.
sightings of her dog, so that's some potentially good news. So I did just hear that real recently.
She's
Yeah,
a
something
bo-
like
we
an
know,
hour and a
what do we
half,
know?
yeah.
We know she's a boxer. It's
She's
up
got a
north.
pink harness on, I think.
Pink harness and a leash.
Yeah.
Yeah, leash.
Yeah.
In
Cheers, Tara.
northern Michigan.
Up
Cheers,
near
Metri.
the Casca area, Log Lake area.
All right, what time did Becca say that? Because
You had 4 minutes right there, Red. That's pretty good.
You rocked it.
Well,
That's
He
like
wanted to
3
get us
minutes
off his
slower
back.
than our rolling contest.
Man, he still remembers.
shout out to the late session on that one, man. Make sure you guys come through tomorrow night at
I'll be
11
right.
p.m. for the late session.
Watch the show. It was rolled in less than 3 minutes.
You want to bring that footage up, Red? Is that what it is? You want to, you won't have your name
Jar.
bandied about like
From
this.
the time
will
I
ya?
pulled up the jar until the time I showed the first
Yeah.
rolled joint, it was probably about 2 or 3 minutes.
I think it was. But my point was that during our rolling competition, I rolled in under a minute.
Yeah, and I made a nice joint that was
He's shitting on your shitty joint.
My joint was perfect.
Yeah, not to
no,
red
no
standard.
slack and So not to
No
not to
artistic
get off of
numbers.
the important point though was there's a lost
Becca says she's super proud of you.
boxer terrier in the woods and
Yes, you can DM
Fine.
any of us and we'll get
Yeah,
hold of it.
definitely.
the
Yep.
brown black bits of white, but the little sucker's got a pink harness on, and somebody.
That's why you haven't seen Tara in the chat for the first time ever.
Right. Exactly.
She's
Yeah,
on the hunt. She's been
pretty
looking since 6 o'clock this morning.
and she didn't even get in until like
Can't
1.
imagine. When I was a young kid, I had my family had an Irish setter that would take off anytime the door would open or anything like that, and you'd let him out of the house. And my dad actually had to, Daddy Red had to extend our fence like 2 or 3, probably a good foot taller than what it was, with like wire, and like he kind of made, like similar to like what it would look like a barbed wire or something. It wasn't barbed wire; it was just regular cable. To keep him from hopping the fence, because he would be gone all the time, man. He'd take him into the woods or anything, he'd be gone.
Yeah.
I grew up with a red setter, with an Irish setter as well. His name was Barney, and the last time that we seen Barney, he was dragging a big chain behind him because he'd broken it off of his doghouse for like the 50th time.
They take off, man. And
dude, they just go, and we would find him like 4 or 5 miles away. Somebody like my dad would work with, and he should be calling him like, "Hey man, I think I just seen your dog go by my house."
So many days, it would terrify me as like a little kid. Oh no, the dog got out, and we'd have to go running after him and like chasing after him. So now as like an adult, like that's one of my biggest fears is him getting out, Diogi getting out of the house. Well, that, and like he's got a record for getting out of the house. But besides that, like that's a fear of mine, man. I give lots of props to everybody who's got enough faith in their dogs or knows their dogs well enough to walk with them without a leash, and just all, like Sequence, man. You let Diamond out there, that terrifies me, man, because I just see dog.
You know what it is, man?
Squirrel or something like that, and
dude.
I get it's good training. Man,
it's a dog training.
It's a thing, yeah, for sure.
It is. The whole purpose of owning like a companion dog like that is not to drag it around earth by its throat with a big piece of fabric or leather. That's not why we buy dogs and shit like that. It's because you want it to have a reliable expectation that this dog isn't going to go running off into traffic.
She doesn't want to do anything else than hang out with me. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
because she's very people motivated.
But you are right. Like if a squirrel or another dog was running down the road,
is what that's called.
And
you'll find it's a distance
problem.
thing. Well, it's a distance thing. Like, so, you'll find a lot of times as like an old school trainer, like let's say that you work with a 6-foot leash. Okay. Your dog will listen pretty reliably up to about 7 feet. He doesn't have a tape measure. He doesn't know. But once he knows that he's more than like 6 or 8 feet and 12 feet, 15 feet away, and there's something 6 feet away that's really, really drawing his attention, your dog's going to boogie, man. So it's just about managing the environment as well as the dog. And it can be tiring. And it's not like it's Tara's fault that the dog took off. The dog had been in a car for, like 9 hours, riding up there. And as soon as the door opens, the dog's like, sweet, I know this game. I've traveled with mom before. And then there's nothing. There's no landmark. She doesn't know anything. And it's, it's got to be scary for everybody.
It's a sad scenario.
I'm just getting another dab around.
She'll find it.
Yeah, she'll find it.
Yeah.
Well, the nice thing is eventually somebody's going to see the dog has a harness and they'll get a hold of, whatever animal control of the Humane Society. Holy shit. That was a Dankman Dan approved style dab there, wasn't it, Dan?
Yeah, dude, let's go. Dan, come on. What are you doing? 7:10 was yesterday.
I did a big old dab, but I'll do another one.
I did one too, but that was 9 minutes ago. Let's go.
I got to save my battery, man.
All right, I want to bring up that the poll in the chat is at 51. Oh, is at 50-50. So now Terp-O-meter is ahead by 1 vote.
Is this what we're calling it, or what it should be spelled if it were called Terp-O-meter?
Red's confusing things now.
I believe either. I don't know.
It just says the poll just
one
said
or the other.
How do you pronounce
Terpometer or Terp-O-meter? Either do you say it all together or separate it out? Even though I believe on the device there are no spaces.
Correct. Going back to it, Dog Doctor says, don't you guys put chip with phone number and address? Dude, the problem with the whole chip thing is that that's not a national standard. There are different companies that do it, and it comes down to what breeder.
Moved.
Yeah, she literally just moved. The dogs were going from where she was to where she is at. So,
yeah. First night there, just got out of the car. See, my battery's dead. Look at that. I had to switch to the
dude. It's letting you down, man.
We're gonna cold start. 1 second.
I don't care if you're a cold starter boat, damn it, because you know that
50-50.
shit is right.
Terpometer's coming up quick.
Yeah, so 50-50, these are unacceptable results. We need the O-meter crowd to step it up.
Remember, if it
Need
were
some more O's.
remember
Need
if it
some
were
more O's.
O-meter.
Come on, chat.
Need
Who
more
doesn't want the big
O-meter.
O? Where's the
Come
big
on,
O?
chat.
Remember your cartoons, people. It would need the big O. It would need the big O.
There's 70 viewers that haven't voted for O-meter yet, and they need to do that.
If you're in chat and you can't understand what's going on, it's possible that you are in top chat and not live chat. So hop on over to live chat and hang out live with us, chat.
That is a
chat.
phenomenal segue, Red. Way to go, buddy.
If you vote for O-meter, if you vote for O-meter, Painted Lady will call you a fucking idiot.
Thank you, Canna Kitten. She called you all fucking idiots too. See?
Nobody gives a shit, Canna Kitten.
Hey, if I'm
And if
gonna be
you're
an
happy
idiot,
with what you're watching, don't forget to hit that like button and or share, subscribe, kick it with us. Hang out. Thank you.
Describe all that other good shit that all the other videos say.
So if you haven't hit
I'm
that
gonna
like
be an
button, hit that
idiot.
like button.
I'll be a fucking idiot all day long.
Zozo wants to change their vote. What do you want to change your vote to? If it's to O-meter, we'll allow it because it's behind.
Exactly, because you're just doing the right thing.
See,
That's
Dog
right.
Pounds.
Oh, Baked is
switched it-
here. Baked is here.
switched
Hold on,
that
Baked.
vote. He said he actually hit the dumb one, so that means turbometer.
Who's he riding with?
So now he rides with the good one.
Smash is hearing that now doesn't bother me.
Crispy Panda says, shit, I forgot I was watching live. Yeah, man, it's not always a replay.
Baked is joining to tell you all you're fucking idiots too.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
I doubt that, but if
Got him so riled up.
He's gonna call somebody a boomer though.
I got him to think. He
Mirror,
remembered
mirror
his
on the
card.
wall.
He remembered the big O in the apostrophe, and he was like, "Ah, yes, the turbo meter would need the big O." That's it.
Exactly. If it
Because all of these, I got pop-ups distracted.
We're losing in the chat now. This
Barometer,
is not-
barometer, barometer.
Barometer. There's no big O.
Barometer. Bum, ba, da, da, da.
Hydrometer, not hydrometer. Even though I like to call it a hydrometer. I like to meter the hydro.
I think like 8 out of 9 examples
Hydrometer?
all go with me.
Hydro, there's already an O in hydro. So wait, you can't have a big O anyways. Ooh, hydrometer.
It's hygrometer.
Oh, I can have a
Hygrometer.
big O, dude. You
Hygro?
cannot take
Oh,
that
so
from
bro.
me.
So it would be a hygrometer. Yeah, because with a G? Saying high.
Yeah, it's with a G. It's with a G.
Yeah, not a hydro.
Not hydro. Believe it or not.
Oh yeah,
Hydro.
hygrometer. Oh
Hydro.
yeah, hygrometer.
Hygrometer.
High grow, you grow, we all grow.
C-Tang, this is
Come
not
on,
an
Baked.
advertisement.
Get
Nobody
'em, Baked.
received $1
Save
from
us.
this, and I paid full price. So
Baked.
sorry. If you
Dude, I've been listening the whole time.
Is baked the cunning
You're gonna be
linguist?
so pissed, Painted
Are you the
Lady.
cunning linguist? That's coming.
Hey! Don't you renege on everything. Stop it.
I think there should be a different way they put the O, but it's turbometer for fun.
That's not what you said the other night. I'm
a
so
flip flopper.
pissed.
I could go either way.
That's not what you said the other night.
Man, I really like you.
Her argument is that you say thermometer, so you should say turbometer.
Right, because she just wants to be a follower or something. I don't know.
Hey, Baked. I love you, man.
Mute him.
So great.
Who told him to
Does he have an
join?
English degree? Did he pop in with his English degree in hand?
Yeah, hang on. Let me print that.
I want to see this
I
English
wanna
degree.
Yeah, man.
Give me this.
Oh, there
what
it
is
is.
this? What do you win? Right? How does this settle it? That does the
It's
chat
okay.
says
You're
52%.
from Florida.
Yeah, that's where
Yeah,
things
you gotta-
are. That's where
opinion
things
doesn't
end up
matter.
getting decided.
You got a different dialect anyway.
Your opinion doesn't matter because
Yeah. I think the only opinions
thought
that
it
matter are
mattered
the
before
people
you
that
talked.
own it. I got one. Do you have one, Sequence?
Oh, that's a good point. I have one too. What should we
I think
call it?
ownership is, yeah, I
So
call
is-
it the turbometer. Grab
so,
me the turbometer.
Yeah,
Is
you
one-
guys
Yeah,
should.
it's a good
have
you guys
point.
are such dicks. I can't believe you switched your opinion right before the show. I
Listen,
can't
it's been a hard
believe
couple
it.
of days thinking about it, but I decided,
So can I use a
Did a lobbyist group get to you,
Of
babe?
course you can, right? Of
Can I-
course.
can
I
I
don't want
use
to
a-
talk about that.
can I just use an oven? Can I use an oven thermometer?
Yep, it was the MCMA is
think so,
making
right?
it a
And
turbometer.
can I just use a meat thermometer? The kind that I
If
stab
you
into meat?
want.
Right.
Would that save me $120?
I
That would be
understand the
a little
argument.
less
A meat
accurate.
thermometer.
Little less
I always
accurate.
recommend not really stabbing your meat, dude.
Good call.
Oh,
But
Well,
pro
how
tip.
about my food? How about a food thermometer? A food thermometer, not one that not a bedroom thermometer.
I want a different example
I'm
besides
interested.
thermometer.
I'm interested. As soon as I hear thermometer, I'm interested though. I
We
wanna
came
know
up with
more.
a bunch of other ones, and
Oh,
we
okay.
list some of
But-
them.
but-
Instead of hygrometer, hygrometer. Yeah, man.
Oh
I've
yeah.
heard people say that hygrometer.
Hydrometer.
Hygrometer.
People-
Is it a
Yeah.
potentiometer or is it a pentio?
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Yeah, I
dude.
don't know
So
what
I
you're
don't know what that word
talking
is.
I just came here for
Boomerometer, Atom Bomb says in chat.
Fucking idiots. That's all I have to say.
It's a false capacitor for all
I'm
I know.
rolling another one. Maybe we'll be done by then.
Yeah, we could move on, but I don't know what else we have to talk about.
Yeah, I can shout out.
I
can
do.
shout out
I
Candy
watched-
Cribs.
Oh yeah, why don't you talk about that?
No, go ahead. What were you? What'd you watch?
I was just going to go back to the 710 thing and mention that I watched a pretty cool, because I'm not into dabs all that much. I'm just starting to kind of get into them. And
Not
the
hip, you
DG
say?
the what?
Not hip?
I don't know. I see something in a square down there, but I just hear it. But anyway, yeah, that DGC had a really cool show on dabbing this way, like everything you need to know to take a dab. And I thought it was kind of cool and informative. I didn't get a chance to watch the whole show because it was pretty long, but Frosty McNuggets was on there and basically telling all the ins and outs of dabbing and stuff. And I thought it was pretty cool. So if anybody, wants to learn more about dabbing, he kind of pretty much covers it all in there. I thought it was pretty cool. And then he did like a little terp test. Like they blindfolded him and had how many jars were there? Sequence? Probably like 20.
Yeah, I was going to say about 30. So yeah, something like
30?
20
Yeah,
or 30 jars. A
About
lot.
30 jars in front of him, and they blindfolded him and gave him he had to do a terp test, and he was pretty accurate.
They were even trying to stump him. I mean, they had one that
dude.
was like gelato cake. He smelled that one separate from gelato 33, which I thought was pretty impressive. It was a really
Very.
cool video.
Damn.
Yeah. So
Do
anyway,
you remember the name of the video? Just so it's easier to search it up.
well, they had a special highlight reel of that one. There was like a Frosty McNuggets does dabbing like 1 and 2, part 1 and 2, and that was like
Okay.
part 2. But and then the episode was like basically all you need to know about dabbing.
Yeah, and the first one, he tasted 4 of them. And I don't remember how many he got correct. I think 3 out of 4 or something like that.
Something
The
like that.
second one, he smelled them and got like 7 out of 8,
That's fucking great, man.
which is. I've done something similar, but obviously I was picking from a much smaller pool, like 5. I'm not 30. There's enough jars there that I was very impressed that he was picking them out one
See,
from another.
I can't tell you what something is like, oh, this is redolent of berries and coffee and all that. Dude, I
Right.
can't do that. But what I can
Fair.
do really reliably is if there's a strain that I really, really like, and I've had quite a bit, I'm really good at detecting it when it's in a cross. Like
Right.
you've heard me mention a lot about like any kind of do-si-do cross and shit like that. I can pick those out right away. Just like
It's a lot
bam.
easier to pick
Yeah.
it out when it's like the only orange one that you have. But when you
Right.
have 30 jars, it's not that simple,
Right.
right?
Is this
It's like-
orange gas or
Exactly.
is this, orange cream?
and that's so difficult. So I was very impressed by it for sure.
when you come up to my room, Skilbo, on next couple weekends
Ooh.
here, I have a shit ton of
Ooh.
do-si-do in my
Oh,
room.
Do you? Hell yeah, man.
Damn.
100 and
Oh yeah.
so
What?
you-
Don't drink anything while you're there. Jesus.
Damn it.
Do not any
Good
open
point.
containers. Fucking no. Don't bring open containers.
Don't let Dan hand you anything.
No.
Come
I
to
just
my
want to make so many
room.
bad jokes right now, and I just
Come
can't,
to
man.
my
I can't do
room.
it. I can't.
Yeah.
Back to the wall.
Look at my
bro.
dosey dos.
Back to the wall.
The temperature is great.
It's up in my
to the
bedroom,
window,
bro. It's
to
up
the
in the
wall.
bedroom. Come up
Hey.
to the bedroom. It's where I got it.
So,
84 degrees. Is that a little too hot?
It's great for a vegan.
Whatever. Did you end
You
up
don't
getting a
mind, take your
cabin?
shoes off.
Did you
man.
get a
Take your
cabin?
shoes off.
Did I? No.
No, I was asking Dan. Did you get a cabin?
No,
Is there?
no, but there is cabins there.
There is
available. I'm only like 20 minutes from there, man. So it's like really close.
That's like a home show for you, man.
Oh yeah, I
He
think
said
that's
I
about
could
what it is.
cancel
for me.
that
Yeah,
shit.
that's nice.
That's fine.
Yeah, you're not far from your mom's either.
No,
So.
hell no.
10 minutes to hash time.
Real bathrooms.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
shower.
talking about. Air conditioning. This will be the end of July.
I looked at renting an RV.
23rd, 24th. Oh shit.
No fucking.
They're not bad. They're not bad,
graveyards
especially if
as
you have a
neighbors.
truck.
You
Dude,
gotta
how much
find
is gas gonna cost you for that thing, man?
No, you
It
get
has
the.
to
It
have a
says
place
if you
to
get the
store
pool
it.
behind.
Red got that real money. Oh, what the
Ah.
fuck? This shit is bunk. Your drugs might be too. The bunk police are here to keep it real.
How
Yeah,
to
that
get-
almost
how to
reminds
get
me
slapped
working.
for free.
No, that reminds me of working in the fucking food service industry for years and having waitresses come through the doors in the back and just furious. Look what this guy.
Oh yeah,
And it's
Well,
like
hey,
some,
I'm
you know,
gonna
come
drop-
hang out at our church or some shit thing.
yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna drop these around at Luzerne, and if you happen to find one, bring it back to me, and I'll burn a doobie with you.
Nice. You should put your sticker on them, Red.
That'll probably happen as well.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know, because you won't be able to read the inside of it if I put my sticker on it. If I put it on the outside of it, then you're just gonna see the sticker on 100, and you're not.
You can put it on the inside.
If I put it on the inside, you're not gonna be able to read the. Well, I suppose you already know.
Put it on
Right
the
through
corner.
the zeros,
Yeah,
man.
put it on the
Here's the
corner.
deal. You already know.
Is
what
it
says.
$100 bill? Yeah.
So, yeah. I suppose
She just
it
put a little
Hundo.
nug, which just put a little nug in a plastic bag and then wrap it in there.
Yeah, at least
Is it a
then they
hundo
get
meter
something.
or is it a
Put
hundometer
this in it,
It's just-
no,
Yeah,
the
is
whole
that a
damn thing.
hundo or a
or
hundred?
hundometer?
Bring it back to me because I want to meet you, and
Oh, good
then
point.
we'll. I got a whole bunch of them.
There
Oh,
you
I
go.
believe it's hundo meter.
The chat's asking if they need tickets ahead of time for Luzerne. I do not believe you need them, but I think they're free if you go to Instagram and find their account.
Yeah, you can register for
It's
tickets
a-
already. We did. Yeah.
And you can,
Eventbrite.
yeah,
Shit,
it's-
I haven't got my ticket yet.
I didn't
it's-
do
it
any
just
of that
sends it right
stuff,
to
but
you.
I didn't have to last time. I just drove in and I think I might have had pay.
I think it's $10 if you don't
Paid
register.
at the gate.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll pay $10 for the convenience of not having to jump through those stupid fucking hoops.
fair enough. We'll be up there. We'll be vending some stuff. We'll be smoking. You guys want to smoke down with us? If you want to do a dab, we'll do it.
Yep.
Done.
We'll have the e-nails set up.
We're excited to meet you guys.
Be fun.
My mind makes me want to wash my hands before I touch my joint because I thought I was handling money, but it's not real money. That's where my mind goes. I like almost wanted to go like thoroughly wash my hands after.
Money's pretty clean, right, Red?
Oh, it's the cleanest substance. Yeah, one of the.
Mm-hmm.
You should always make sure you get a good paper cut with money, just to spark up your immune system slightly. The closer to your face, the better.
Man,
I
the
used to
pole's at a
tighten
dead
up
heat.
Joints with money for sure. Dollar bills.
I have definitely done that too. I don't know.
You imagine how it sounds so gross now, right?
Ugh.
Well, you know
That
what?
was a
I'm
trick
still
for
here.
years.
It sounded gross to me
Sure,
before
you're
the
still here.
pandemic, to be honest.
Still here.
It had just been a while. But I had done that for a long time before I really thought about the continent cross contamination or anything.
Yep. I never thought about it.
There you go, sequence. This is a good time to say we're 7 minutes from hash time. If you guys have any questions, make sure you toss them in the chat, or we're just going to keep vamping and vibing here.
Oh yeah, I can shout out the guys and girls at Canna Cribs, and I guess I don't want to say I'm embarrassed, but I've never heard of Canna Cribs, never knew about them, and
It's a pretty cool show.
Yeah, I never ever. I don't know how they never crossed my radar, but they never had.
So watching that show is one of the ways that I actually found this show. They've been around for kind of a while. They've been around for.
I'm wondering how that happened, Red. But
I was searching out like.
Yeah, no shit, that's confusing.
Yeah, well, just watching their show and then the algorithm just having a whole bunch of cannabis stuff up, and I was also watching this other Michigan dude, the Dope Show or something like that. I don't know if that dude happens to watch this, but that's how I ended up finding this show. He ends up doing this. It was all about like his show, mostly about politics and stuff, and so I was watching his shit really to see where legislation was going because he would update about like what's happening within Prop 1 or that MRTMO and MRTMA was getting going and stuff like that. So I was kind of following that, and at the same time just following whatever kind of commercial style cannabis stuff that I could get, just so I could understand how commercial cultivation looked, operated, ran types of equipment and stuff different people were using. Can of Cribs was just kind of one of those shows that displayed commercial operations. So like I was kind of into all that stuff, and then through the wormholes, it came to you guys. But like, yeah, Can of Cribs is definitely one of those like throwback. Been around for
That was
kind
the
of a
same
while
reason
now.
why I had watched it. Was I was looking at how to build out commercial spots, and I watched the Rare Dankness episode, and they went through everything. I mean, there's a lot of sponsors to it too, but it's super well produced, like
Dude,
really, really like a TV show.
they
And
need to do like a
really cool.
fucking show where they do like Pimp My Grow. Where you have somebody, say somebody's been growing for a couple years and they started off, and they only had, what they
Somebody
could
did
afford to
that.
get into the thing.
Was it Grow Mouse? Was Grow Mouse the one who did the Pimp My Grow series? Or somebody had a Pimp My Grow series, and that might have been
Stepping
how
Up,
I
yeah.
ended up, that might have been how I found the whole Grow Tube Roundtable. Was ended up finding Grow Mouse's Pimp My Grow show or something like that.
And see, I found out about Grow Mouse and Green Jeans from watching Round Two.
Yeah, I want to say I found Grow Mouse and Green Jeans or something before watching Roundtable.
Now I'm just singing the Green Jean theme song in my head.
Green Jeans Garden.
Which
There you go.
Maybe through all
It's
of
easy,
that,
dude. It gets stuck
Did
in your
you
head.
find them, or did the crystals attract you to them?
the algorithm.
I don't know.
That's some mighty fine looking
Oh,
peanut
now
butter
it's
there,
mixed
buddy.
I mixed up the jar, so now it'll separate by itself, but that's what it looks like, all mixed up.
What is that?
Just that the same jar of extract that I held up just a second ago. I just stirred it up.
I think he's saying what strain or whatever.
It's just a mixture of stuff.
Gotcha.
So, anyways, this Can of Cribs has I think it's under the same fucking whatever, but I can't remember the name of there's something else channel. It's called like Green something media, but they have Can of Cribs, but there's another show and it's called Deep Roots, and that's what our the Mint Canico will be featured on. So Deep Roots is more of like story driven, I guess. Like they wanted like all the backstory of us and all that kind of stuff. And then
cool.
Where the Can of Cribs is more like it's really big operations. So they were here, and I was talking to these guys because we hung out with them. We had like dinners with them and stuff, and we were hanging out with them at work there for like 3 days. And so they were telling me that we were their last stop in Michigan. So they did a tour of Michigan and just hit a bunch of places. And they hit High Life, and they hit they're an MCMA member, and they hit Pleasantries. So I was talking to these guys. I said, well, what
I already know.
yeah, I was like, so what do you guys know about this MCMA stuff? What have you heard or whatever? And they're like, well, we heard that when we were talking to Randy at Pleasantries, that we heard that he went on a show and he got absolutely destroyed.
All
And I said, oh, really?
Oh, he did.
I was part of that mauling, right?
I said, huh? And then Steven, the owner, looks over. He goes, yeah, or no, or I think it was Matt. Matt, yeah, it's Michigan Matt. Yeah, he's like, yeah, it was him. It was Spartan. He was the one that did it. And I just started laughing. I said, yeah, I can tell you guys all about this. And he's like, I'd really like to hear. And so I'm not so sure a whole lot of that will make it into the episode. I'm sure that will be edited out, but I thought that was hilarious. But one thing that
it's a small world, man.
Yeah. But one thing I put a feather in my little hat, hearing things. The main guy, I think he's the owner of Can of Cribs, or whoever the main head honcho guy, his name was Nick. He was cool, dude. And he was talking to Steven. He said that, because I just want to commend you. He goes, you guys are the last stop, but it's like we saved the best for last, because he goes, at every place that we stopped, he said like 3 places, your flower came up. He's like, we haven't brought up that we were coming here or anything like that. That it's just came up organically in conversation where they would bring you guys up and say that, like, yeah, that's another place that's really good or whatever. So it's good. I mean, I don't know, it makes you proud when you hear that even your peers, notice you too. So that's really pretty cool. So shout out to
perfect timing.
People showing love out in the community, even in the commercial space. So shout out to them.
That's
whoever
really
they are.
awesome.
Yeah. I'm glad you guys got to get featured on something like that. You're doing a lot of hard work and well deserving of that. Skilbo, speaking of well deserving, nice job on the bell for once.
I didn't even hear it.
Rude.
Yeah, man.
It's
He,
like
he
the-
had to. He saved me the last couple of weeks, man. I was so deep into the conversation, listening and trying to learn something. You know,
Well, not that. I meant the volume of the bell. It's like,
it was okay this
for
time.
the first time ever. Didn't blow my eardrums up. It's amazing.
Don't get used to it.
Just really proud of you.
I do want to shout those guys out. Just say,
101.
it was awesome hanging with y'all and all that because, man, it was a ridiculous amount of. It was the most production. I mean, there was like a camera crew. They brought 12 people. They had boom mics and they mic'd me up. Like they ran a wire up your shirt and taped it all up, and they had you mic'd, and you're being
Fancy.
Did they
interviewed.
do your makeup?
Did
Mr.
somebody
Hollywood.
touch your chest hair?
You see, look at me. You think
Did
this
you
needs
get a
makeup?
rose?
Do you think this needs makeup?
Don't get me too.
Can't improve on this. What are you talking? Look at this. Come on.
Oh, you were looking so good. I was going to ask if you still had it on.
No, man, I don't need no makeup, man. That's okay. I don't.
You can't improve on this, he says.
No, this is fucking. It's like a wine, bro. It's just getting better. The more I stop, I just leave it alone and just let it ferment. It fucking just gets better.
Ferment. That's the word.
Yeah, just let it ferment. Stop shaving it. It's fucking beautiful. It's organic, right? But yeah, shout out to those guys. It was fucking cool hanging out to even participate in something like that. It made you feel like you're some kind of a fucking actor or something. You know what I mean? It was pretty cool. I mean, the only thing that made me kind of fucking sick to my stomach was the whole sponsorship stuff. I hate feeling like I'm fucking selling some shit or something. And it wasn't that I was selling anything. We were talking about shit that we were fucking using. You know what I mean? It's not like it's a shill thing, but it's still, I don't know. I just felt weird about like specifically talking about
Yeah, it
that
sucks,
over
for sure.
something else, but whatever.
what?
Those sponsors paid
They're what
for
makes the
those
show
guys to
available,
come
though,
out,
right?
and
Yeah,
do all
exactly.
that. So I'm sure Mechanical will benefit for that, just to getting the name out there. So,
Yeah.
but still, it's weird. I don't like it. I don't like it. And so
Yeah.
that's me. I fucking am honest.
Well, it's like I don't like saying sponsors.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
I
but-
turned down Icy Hot sponsorship. I was like, no thanks, dude. That's too weird for me.
You'd rather put my ball on your shoulder, right?
Yeah.
Did you say Icy Hot? I would be on that shit. Icy Hot. If you're out there listening, fucking
Yeah.
let me know.
That's a big name.
Pardon
I thought
me,
it was
son.
Get a hold
Shaquille
of Shaq,
O'Neal.
man. Shaq
Yeah, I
will
was
hook you
like,
up.
oh, Shaq did well with Icy Hot.
Dude, Shaq did well overall. Shaq was shilling early on with major sponsorships. That dude crushed it. Crushed it
Yeah.
with it, man.
Yeah.
He's always had a really good sense of humor, so he's always fucking done well with stuff like that anyway.
Oh, Painted Lady's about to get cat attacked.
I see that.
No.
My glass of water is over there. Of course, he's got 10,000 bowls of water throughout the house, but he's got to drink out of mine.
What was that old movie with the aliens where the girl had to have a glass of water half filled around the house? Oh, I forget.
I don't know what
somebody
the
Oh,
hell.
talking?
that's that M. Night Shyamalan one, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
exactly.
first good
Boss
one.
knows what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. So like, yeah, the little girl had. That's what happens when you have cats too. There's just water glasses everywhere because they want to drink out of them.
Was the M. Night Shyamalan one Signs?
Yep.
That's it.
She had to have the half glass of water. I don't remember that.
The
Oh,
little girl had
was-
she had like an issue where
I don't
she
remember
wanted
that
to
part.
leave like, I don't know. So like around
was-
the house was glass.
It was to do with
Chad is
taste.
blowing up
I
with
thought,
signs, yeah.
right? She didn't like the way certain water
Yeah, Chad
tastes, so
said
she was
signs.
always putting it back or putting it down.
Yeah, and so at the end of the movie though, that ends up being what saves them because the dude's like, "Oh, water kills aliens. Come on in," and then he just smashes all the glasses.
I haven't seen it in years. That's
Wow,
a
dude,
great
spoiler
movie,
alert.
man.
What the
I
hell?
love
I'm
it.
not. I'm
done.
spoiling a
Somebody
20-year-old
was-
movie.
What a dick.
Somebody
You want
was
to know
like
what's fucking
excited.
crazy? Is I
If
watched
you
that
haven't
movie.
seen that,
Unbelievable.
you're most likely a boomer, and you're
I've
not even
watched-
gonna remember this by the time you go see it.
Fucking raising my hand right here because I ain't never seen that
Yeah,
shit.
he just
Well-
spilled it
No.
for Dan.
You'll
Hey,
forget
Oh.
the conversation.
I
Hey,
have a
make
boomer
sure
movie.
you watch it out in the fall, like when everything's like getting cold and shitty and it's really creepy and eerie. And do it like when everything's really
Do it up big.
quiet. Right on the edge of the woods. Just go out to the woods.
Gilbo, I've got a boomer movie that I made,
Watch it
and
there.
Dan, you know this one too, that I made Sequence watch the other day that he had never seen
Oh,
because it
yeah.
is a fucking stoner must. Fast Times at Ridgemont
Oh,
High.
fuck yeah, man.
Oh my
Spicoli.
Yeah, dude. It was
Oh
funny.
my god.
Say
He had never seen it.
You hadn't seen
What?
that? Sequence? Oh
See,
man.
when I think of Sean Penn, I think of that. I don't
I
think of all the
know,
later
man.
serious roles and everything else, man. I'm all about, Spicoli.
Gnarly.
I watched that before I saw it.
It's
I
like
was-
one of the
Doors
best
open on the
ones.
van and shit.
Yeah,
It's just a big
yeah.
smoke rollout.
I'm young enough that I didn't have to
Hey.
like rent the VHS to see the boobies. I could just Google it, so I didn't have to watch the whole movie. I think that's the reason why I never ended
Well-
up catching it.
I keep an old DVD collection out of
But
my
it's funny
farm
as hell.
at the shop at my farm.
Just have to
In that,
rewind
I
it.
definitely have
It's for trimming,
Fast
yeah.
Times at Ridgemont High.
Well, I can
Great.
remember since we're talking about like Mint and Canico and like big hot boxing and shit. I remember when Sequence still had the caddy. I can remember sitting in the Menards parking lot. Bollis is nodding already, dude. We hot boxed the fuck out of that car. Like,
Yo,
okay,
good
let's
times
go,
in that
man.
car.
We're a couple blocks later. All right, let's just fucking ride over there and get this in, man.
That's a good time. I still have the caddy. It's in my driveway. It just doesn't run anymore. Well, you know.
We should just set a camera up out there and you can interview people in it and hotbox it.
Hot
Yeah,
boxing
that'd be
Sequence.
That's a good idea.
I wanted to do it, so I had
Caddy
this show
show.
idea. I wanted to do a VW bus and then renovate it and then do a show in the bus and have it something related to hotboxing for sure. Mike Tyson has a
Dude.
show called Hotboxing with Mike Tyson. It's
We
really,
could just
really
do
good.
we could just do a taste buds and just be more buds. Just have
We'll
three or
turn the
four
front
people in that
seat
bitch.
around so they face the back seats.
Oh, dude.
That's what I mean. It's just deck out a VW bus. You could just have a session there. and-
Wait,
Get a
Bollis, we
fucking
can do some
vaporizer.
taste buds pairings, man.
I'll buy
We can
I'll
get
buy
some
all
of those
that
done.
fucking volcano vaporizer fucking thing. And we'll
I'll get a
just
big
fucking-
bag
see that
going with it.
Seattle Steve uses those
Oh,
every day.
yeah.
We just won't put a bag on it. We'll just let it keep running. Just put some blow into the air.
Shit, man.
The
We just need a sponsor for that idea. Get
The
us-
hash badge cup was smoked
You're
out.
sitting in the bag. You're sitting inside.
Good
the
idea.
Then that is the thing is make sure you guys are able to come out for that Lucerne event on the 23rd and 24th if you want to meet up with us, if you want to try some smoke,
You
if
can
you wanna
probably
hang
camp
out.
with us.
Yeah, man.
If you want to find $100 laying around on the ground,
Dude, that's not $100.
A fake $100.
fake $100 that says, "Watch your
Return. You got to write on it. Just say return me for one joint. Just write
You
it down
could
on the bottom
put
and
it on
then
there.
put your sticker on it.
Instead of return to sender, you could put return to setter.
return to sender."
Return.
You better be giving
Yeah.
prizes because otherwise
Yeah,
you're gonna get
you
slapped
have
by
to.
everybody.
I'm your marketing
Yeah.
companion,
Fuck
brother.
yeah, dude. That's fucking perfect.
I'm your marketing companion. We're
You're
gonna
gonna need 5%.
Well, and
Brad and I are boothing it up.
Well, right away, Dan gets a joint. You get a joint, Dan.
Woo! You
are
get
you
a
going full
gram.
Oprah? You
Nice,
get a
dude.
joint.
Gram.
You get a joint.
You get a gram.
You get a
Oh,
gram.
dude, I want a
You
gram.
get a joint.
Primal Punch, bringing it, man. It's coming down. It's
Primal
It
Punch is
hurts
some of my
me.
favorite extract that there exists in the world. So if you
Wow,
guys get the
thank you very
chance to
much.
show up at Luzerne, pick up what's left of it after I see Dan.
I still
Yeah,
got some
yeah.
right there.
That stuff is so good.
it's
Yes, it is.
delicious. So yeah, that's coming down here in the next day or so. We're gonna freeze it up, wash it, and it'll be ready to go. I'm really excited for this, and all these meetups are really fun, man. It's
Yeah,
great.
man.
Get there early because I'm not gonna have a lot of stuff. So if you're looking for, I think all I'm gonna have is maybe a few. Looks like I'm gonna
You
have
do
a
those RSOs?
few- I did have some. Yep, I have some. I have some 1 gram RSO cap or tubes, and then I'll have
Nice.
some. What are they? It's clones. So I'll have some. I'll probably have some GG4. I don't know how many, but it won't be. I won't be a whole hell of a lot. But I'll have some GG4, and I might have some extra cuvee, which are I've only ran
Oh,
them once.
shit.
Only
Yeah.
ran once, but I want to get I just want to get them out
Put 'em
there.
out,
If
yeah.
it fucking, it's Gen X you can't get anymore, so they need to
I
get
have
out there.
I have a review for you if you want on the 4, the number 4.
Okay.
She says
Talk about
there's not a lot of flavor when she smokes it, but it gets
Right.
her stoned.
That's what
But,
that's
like,
the exact same thing
yeah.
I have with it, and that's the one
Okay.
that I wouldn't. That's the one that I would not keep, and that's the other one that I like better.
Yeah.
Do you still get the
Okay.
stone from it?
I
The,
gotta try the other one.
The other one is the one that smells like Tootsie Rolls to me,
Mhm.
and but it's like it didn't come through in the flavor very much. But the stone, and it's a head. It's all in my head, but it's like a body high in your head. It's so weird, like a really super relaxed in your head only. Or at least that's how it hit me.
Yeah.
That's pretty good though, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep growing. I mean, that was first time growing it, so I'm gonna tweak and see what I can get out of her.
Thank you, Sequence.
Yeah, yeah. I just want to say that the bud I showed earlier was the 24 karat that Asher Charlie gave us. It's fucking really, really good.
So good,
Especially
dude.
for a first fucking run.
First
I've never
time,
had
it blew my
24
mind.
karat, so I'm glad to have now had that. It's really, I don't know what it smells like, but I like it.
I think it's gassy and orangey. That's what I get.
Yeah, yeah, it's nice. Very well done, dude.
Yeah,
And
man.
he
I'm
says he'll be
impressed.
at Luzerne, so that'll be cool.
That's it right
Yeah.
there, Red.
We'll have
Did you
to
see where it
smoke.
said Eventbrite on there? That's where you want to make sure you register for your tickets. That's
You go to his
Eventbrite.
Instagram page
Cool,
that's
cool.
on that video right there,
Yeah.
and then click
Perfect.
in his bio, goes right to the thing. You get tickets for free.
I think I did that. I can't remember. Let me check.
There's a large part of me that wants to end this poll with Turbometer winning by 2%.
Well, you know, the number could change though, because we do have a lot of people that watch this in replay. So that all numbers count, man. We're counting all.
Well, I
numbers.
don't know that
Counting
the
till
poll
the end of
can.
time. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know
No.
that the poll continues. I just end it
Well,
right
it
now.
doesn't have to, but I'm saying that if they put the comment
so, I
after
want a
on the
recount.
replay,
I
We have
demand a
45
recount.
minutes, Dave.
Well,
You know I like
the
a
polls aren't
premature ending.
closed.
further.
You go ahead and end it right now.
One of
Come
us
on,
is happy,
sequence.
right?
I mean, we
You
can
know
see,
I like a
obviously
premature ending.
it's a whole 2% lead. I mean, come on. I mean, you might as well end it now, right?
Nobody likes a premature ending. None. Nobody.
It's
Wow.
called efficiency. Thank
Yeah, it's a race, and I
Efficient.
won.
It's a race. I win.
That was a man's answer. Efficiency.
That's right.
Jesus Christ.
If you're not first, you're last.
That's
Think
right.
about it.
Exactly.
Bake and bake.
Fucking idiots.
I'm gonna shut up before
This
I
is
say
why we
something
need a
rude.
switchboard sequence. You could just get painted lady saying
Oh,
fucking
man.
idiots on there. I mean,
We do. We need one. I need like certain drops.
Then turbometer on the other side of the shirt.
Barton's like, actually, I disagree.
I want down at Braggle Rock, man.
You know what?
No, I don't disagree with that. I'm on Abolish side with the soundboard. I like that idea. I want the
Oh
soundboard.
yeah, it'd be so great.
Shout out to High and Tight. A little bit of GMO here. I'm gonna grind up and
Oh,
smoke.
nice. With the
Yeah, man.
focus on the one hand.
I got really lucky on that. Oh, now he wants
Let's
to try
see
to
it.
spot
Hold
on
up.
me. Let's
I was
see.
trying. I couldn't get my.
Come on. Bam.
There you go. There
Had
you
three
go. Very
screens
nice.
to
Okay,
wrangle
got
up
it.
here.
dude.
I
You
got
crushed
it, man.
I think
Come
it's because you're wearing black on black and everything instead of your normal like green screen.
I am
hat.
wearing a very fashionable MBGS shirt, which I'm sure we'll probably have some of
course.
those at the event as well. It's event.
We
If
will.
you guys want an MBGS shirt, make sure you hit us up.
If you're a Grosky member, make sure you let us know. Hook you up with a little discount action.
I'm pretty excited, except for the like outdoor camping part.
Oh, dude, that's gonna be so good.
Are you sleeping in the car?
You're gonna be in a tent, baked. It's gonna be indoor.
I thought about getting one of those car tents.
Dude, Bake, I'll rent you the hash shed.
That's what I told you. I was like, let me get it out there, dude.
Hell yeah. You know it's air
AC.
conditioned. Yeah, man.
Exactly. I'll sleep
Shit.
out there.
Fuck
That
yeah.
may be the
Where are you gonna
spot.
put your bagels? What if it rains?
Dude, I got a
Nah,
freezer in
shut
there.
it.
There's a freezer in there. He can bring a toaster. Fucking plug it in, yo.
Fuck yeah.
Yep.
I got
I'm
you.
going to
back.
Dan's.
He-
I'm going
he
to
can-
Dan's.
He can use a
That
fucking
sounds
torch.
like way
He can
better
use a
than
torch
getting-
on a bagel and cook that motherfucker.
Yeah, that would be fun. I'm planning on eating a lot of s'mores if we're camping, so.
It's gonna be a good time, man.
Bake says he plans on eating a lot of junk food. Surprise,
Yeah.
surprise.
Well, yeah, I
Oh.
mean, yeah, but specifically s'mores.
I can't believe you eat that.
Like, oh,
I'll eat
well-
them with you.
Well, as Sequence would say, it's puke chocolate, it's marshmallows, which is sugar, and some graham crackers. What, pretty simple
Why
stuff.
is it puke chocolate?
Uric acid,
Sequence, would you
Scobo.
like to take this away and ruin everybody?
I figured we would. Yeah.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
now
This
you're gonna
guy's
do it.
about to ruin chocolate for you. Go ahead, Sequence. I warned him. I warned him.
I'm so glad you joined us, man.
Commence
you know what?
shitting. Commence shitting all over
Yeah,
chocolate Sequence.
exactly.
Chat, this is how it is when they're all together too. The conversations like this just continue on and on. It's so much fun.
It's all late sesh, man.
Here we
Oh,
go.
it's a good
Why does Hershey's chocolate
Oh
taste
my
like
God.
vomit?
Well,
Oh
here's
shit,
why.
we have a fucking presentation this time. All right, Baked. We better fucking take notes.
Dude,
I looked all this up. And it's legit. It's legit, but it's like,
Science, man.
do you want to ruin all the chocolate you buy? No. I
Well,
still
I've
eat
never
it. I
eaten
is
still
this
eat
just
it.
a
but-
teaser? Are you going to put a link
Just
to that
American
in the chat?
chocolate.
You
I
going to
don't
know
speak
what
on
I'm
it?
not gonna
Tastes like.
import chocolate.
It's a
these
very
days.
flimsy
I only like
presentation
dark
so
chocolate.
far.
I
Well, you
like
know
dark
what?
chocolate.
If that's what vomit tastes like, then I've been fucking missing out since I
Not
was
Hershey's
a
dark
small
chocolate.
child. 'Cause,
Yeah.
man, vomit's good.
Does
'Cause
that mean
I'll eat
hairballs
the
are
shit
better?
out of some Hershey's chocolate.
Peeing your pants is
I don't
cool,
know.
but I'm Miles Davis.
I still eat the chocolate.
Like-
Like Blue Kiss, if you saw on her
Balls and
Instagram, she
vomit.
has medicated s'mores she makes.
Yeah, that looked really good, Blue
That
Kiss.
did.
I saw
Dude.
those.
That did
Yeah.
look fucking good.
I wanted one of those. That's yeah. And they were shaped in a weed leaf, the chocolate, so they must have been custom chocolates.
Yeah, they were really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just putting this out. I kind of hesitate because I don't really like saying my birthday because people get all fucking crazy about it. But
Oh my
this
Subliminal,
god.
weekend,
subliminal.
this weekend's my birthday, so you're not gonna fucking hear from me.
Ooh, what do you want,
probably.
dude?
Yeah, man.
I won't be in town. I'm leaving town.
Okay.
So you won't hear
Well,
from me.
we'll see you eventually.
You won't see me this weekend. I'm gonna go. I'll be up north, and I'll be with my mom for the first. I think probably Friday. No, I'm leaving here. I'm leaving here Thursday night. I think right after watering the plants, and then just gonna spend the night at my mom's place up in St. Helen. Spend some time with her, and then eventually I'll leave there and shoot out to my sister, who's gonna host me for my birthday. She said she's got a boyfriend in a band, so I'm gonna get some band performance or just hang out, whatever. It's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah,
fucking
dude.
cool. Yeah. So I'm just gonna disappear for the weekend, and it's gonna be awesome. And
Cool.
You deserve it, man.
Yeah.
You get
that'll
some
be
groupies.
fun.
group,
Are you
yeah,
taking the
yeah.
dogs?
No. So my daughter's gonna be taking care of the dogs for me. I told her she could just hang out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd rather have somebody here than not here. So if she's not
The
gonna
dogs will
stay
be
here
happier
a
too,
lot
man.
because she's got a dog too. So I don't know, but they'll be in and out, and my dogs will be taken care of, so I don't have to worry about shit. And yeah, I'm just gonna disappear.
Obviously, your plants are going to be good.
You
and
get the
why
butt
is that,
chugging, man.
Spartan?
Yeah, man.
Say what?
You said your plants are going to be good, and why is that?
Yeah, because I'm just gonna fucking fill up the fucking reses and then fucking walk away,
That's right.
and they'll be good for fucking
Butt chug life, dude.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. Butt chugging, sip life.
BCO.
I mean, sip
I
life.
thought the same thing, painfully.
I have to defend myself. In chat, Becca says that she saw me eat a whole Hershey's bar. That is true. I never said I wouldn't eat the Hershey's bar. I didn't buy that Hershey's bar. I definitely
You didn't support the company.
No, I ate it. I mean, it was there. And
Oh,
was
is it
out
about
of-
the company for you?
It was out of
Is
desperation.
it an
that I
ethics
ate-
thing?
I ate
Or is it the
chocolate.
puke? See, is it the
No, I
puke
ate the
thing?
Could be a little column A
Is
and
it
a
the
little
puke
column B.
chocolate, or
He
is
didn't
it
want it to waste. He didn't want it to go to waste, so he had to
course not.
consume it.
Yeah.
That's what
Dude,
it
when you
is.
get
I didn't even
high,
get
you'll
chocolate
eat
in
what
my
you
mouth.
find.
Come on, you guys.
That's
know
what I'm
that.
saying.
Why would
Bro,
you
It's
even
in the
ask?
cupboard.
When I was fucking like 18 years old, man, the first time I ever had Northern Lights. I know I've told this before, but it bears repeating. First time I ever had Northern Lights was with a bunch of people, man. And I got super fucking high, man, like higher than normal. And I went out into the kitchen at this dude's house. It was like, they had a band and shit. And it was just a bunch of people flopping over there. So when I opened up the cupboards in the kitchen, all I found was a single solitary can of tuna and a can of fucking lemon pepper. And let me tell you, when you're fucking high, it's very hard to swallow really dry ass tuna.
Did you
with
have like
lemon
a loaf of
pepper.
bread?
Negative, sir. This bread.
Just like
Some fresh
just,
things, never.
Just tuna and
Just
lemon
tuna
pepper?
and fucking lemon pepper, dude, and it was awful.
Man.
But you know what?
Awesome
Fuck it,
tuna
man.
breath the rest of the party.
I was fucking super stoned, dude. I just wanted to eat, man.
Well, I will be the first to volunteer to take all of that unwanted Hershey's chocolate tastes like vomit off of anybody's hands in chat. You can send it to Spartan's P.O. box and he'll make sure to get it to me. Thank
He
you.
will.
Middleman,
He
yeah,
will.
right?
didn't ruin it enough for me not to eat it.
So we
No.
had a little
Oh,
shindig
you
at
did.
my
We're
house
gonna
on
have a
Saturday.
50-50 split on that shit because I'll be taking some of that.
You'll eat
Not-
that? Okay. All right. We'll do.
I pulled
Now
out a
there's a
bag of
chocolate
chocolate.
war.
Yeah, I pulled out a bag of chocolate and paid it. Lady ate like 9 pieces in a row.
I think it was more than that. But that was good chocolate, though. It wasn't vomit chocolate.
Yeah, that was
That's true.
fancy chocolate.
That was Dove
Bougie.
chocolate.
Oh, bougie shit. Yeah.
Bougie,
That's
bougie
still American.
chocolate.
Super easy to do.
It's good.
Cacao.
And man,
Man, I'm telling you, you put that shit in front of me when I'm baked.
I really like the Dove, the little Dove.
Right.
Oh, those
yeah,
are
that's what
so
she
good.
was plowing through the
The
dark
little
ones.
ones with
Yeah,
the. I
those
had to find
squares.
out what it said on the inside of the wrapper.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
those are
that's
fucking
why.
cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are sandwiches
Yeah.
like
NC
that.
Drew and you had to know, right? That's the
Yeah.
only reason. And I mean, well, then you just had to eat it.
Yeah,
Well, I didn't want
yeah,
anyone
you
to
don't want to
waste.
waste. Yeah, you don't
You
want
take the wrappers and put them inside each other, so you only have one wrapper at the end, one ball, and then you throw it away. That's what I always do.
Blue Kiss
Oh.
Spartan has a PO box for Painted Ladies chocolates.
Yeah.
Yes, you might put it. I'll put it in chat. I'll have to remember it.
Oh, perfect.
We would love to talk about some cannabis related stuff. If you guys want to ask us a question, we'll hit up on it. What do you guys want to talk about that's cannabis related?
I do have one thing. I want to ask Dan what he's going to pop next.
Ooh, yeah.
You're on the hunt, Dan?
Well, I don't know. I've got some stuff from a gentleman called Heavy Trichome. You know that guy?
Seen him at shows before, yeah.
Trichome
yeah.
Heavy Genetics?
Yeah, yeah.
They were at the Hash Bash Cup yesterday.
Yeah, we're gonna do some of their what's it called? Oh man, I can't think of it. It's a GMO cross. We're gonna run GMO and his Purple Diamonds. I think it is Purple Diamonds OG
Yep.
cross. Yeah, so we're gonna do that. Pretty excited about that. The outdoors kicking out there. Excited, man. Just weed everywhere. It's my life. Wish I could have made it down to the hash pads this weekend, but had to work. So
North of the wall, baby.
yep.
You're handling a lot of. You're responsible for a lot of plants, Dan. How many plants do you have in your room? 400.
465 in my room.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It is. It's a lot. But
Well,
we manage.
And he'll send a message. He'll be like, "All right, I got to lollipop
Yeah.
all of these ones by myself or whatever." It's like,
I
holy
did.
crap.
We did. You know, takes a lot of people to do what we do because we're a very large facility. So it takes a lot of people. Sometimes you have to work by yourself. You know, it's just the way it is.
And how many rooms do you have? Like,
There's
in the
6
facility?
bloom rooms.
Okay. And this is double stacked, right?
Yes, and you know, there's roughly 4,000 plants at any given time growing. So yeah, it was my weekend. I wanted to make sure all the plants are getting water and everything. Check for any problems and stuff, but there was no issues. So it was a good day. Takes about 4 hours to do that.
Yeah.
Smash
Shout out.
that.
Want to
Smash
shout out
that.
Sequence
Okay.
for thanks for helping me transplant today. So
Oh,
it was
you're welcome.
transplant day for me in the bedroom. I had a shit ton that were way overdue.
Overdue.
Painted
Overdue.
Lady,
do
how,
some-
how is your outdoor looking, Painted Lady?
Fantastic still.
Really good.
You been keeping an eye on them slugs?
There's no slugs.
She has no damage at all on her plants.
Hell
Look
yeah.
perfect.
Good.
They're huge too. Those storms and the rain that we got here in Michigan last week just really made them take off. They really, really, really liked it. So
You
I
done
can't
any
complain.
She
topping
amended
at all?
today. Yeah, she amended today.
No, I
Yeah,
mean topping, like training topping. Like, have you done any topping or bending or anything at all? Or
not
just let 'em
yet.
go?
No, not yet. I need to go out and do a whole bunch of, actually probably tomorrow if I can get out there and do some cleanup and, cut out some of the middles of a lot of them and do some lollipopping. Just thin them out a little bit, and then from there I'll see, I'll start shaping them.
I've only got that
So
one little one, so I've been like over fucking with it because I've
I
been
got a
wanting to try to
question
keep
for
it
you guys.
small. But
Yeah.
fuck, every time I've noticed every time I've topped it, the stem just keeps getting bigger and fucking wider and wider, and the plant just keeps getting like more sturdy. And it's like, fuck, this thing's gonna just blow up as soon as it starts stretching and flower.
What
At
strain is it?
about,
Go ahead, Dan. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. At about what time do you think it's too late to be doing this aggressive training like topping and stuff? Outdoor.
Until a bud set.
About August, second
Yeah.
week of August.
I wait till just the bud set. So when I start seeing buds, like the buds actually forming, the little white buds, then I stop.
Obviously.
Because indoor, I'll do that even when there are little buds, right? So
Okay.
I use that's how I guess on even flower time. Like if I guess where I'm at week wise, is like I don't really, when you flip, the fucking plant looks just like it did the day before, for a few days at least. So I go by when I see the buds, I call it bud set. When I start seeing little finger-sized buds, usually for most of my strains that I'm growing, that's around week 2. So when my outdoor plants look like that, I'm counting from then. Okay, that's week 2. That's how I figure my timing. So for me, that week 2-ish is like right what you're saying with the training and everything. Because I always like after something hard, like a hard train, I want to have 2 weeks of what I consider vegetative growing. Because I figure if the first 4 weeks is still doing that stretch, it's still bolting or whatever.
Yeah.
So I figure it's still kind of vegetatively growing. You can get away with it up till about week 2, because then it still has 2 weeks to recover, and then it can start really finishing up, swelling up in buds. So that's kind of my theory on it or whatever.
Yeah.
Right
I
on.
like being able to drag it around the net at that point. You know what I mean? Give it a couple weeks to try to figure out where it wants to be, and then slowly but surely start to move it over into the net more and more.
Well, and that's why I can't say like in August, because some plants will have buds like that fucking August 2, August 2, August 3. And
Right on.
some will have buds like that fucking September 3.
So I guess one
Right.
should be cautious of the bolting, and when the bolting is slowing down, maybe, and
Yes.
maybe you should stop your aggressive training and focus on the bud production.
Yeah. What my target is I want to give it that 2 weeks and still be bolting. So I'm trying to target week 2 really pretty hard, because and generally if I'm scared, like I don't know if my judgment was right on the call, I might be conservative and knock a week off and go, okay, week 1, I'm just gonna fucking say, okay, I'm not gonna fuck with it anymore. But
What do you guys feel about shade cloth? Do you feel that that's
Fine
ever
with it.
appropriate, or
Sure.
Sometimes you'll have plants that need it, or
Right.
they just can't handle the sun. So not all the varieties really like the intense sun.
Or if like, I hate even saying this shit because I don't like to even put it out there into the fucking
Hail.
universe. But if you have a fucking big infestation of something and you have to get in there in late flower and just leaf strip the fuck out of your plants, get a shade cloth up there and give that plant some fucking way to recover. Give it a couple of weeks in the shade under that to recover from that fucking aggressive leaf strip. It's a little bit pain in your ass, but it could really help you in the harvest at the end.
Good point.
Or if you want to spray in the middle of the day, you know what I mean? You can fucking throw a shade cloth up to get a lot of that sun's, screen from the sun, and fucking go out there and spray.
Well, that's a really good tip.
Good tip. Good tip. Smash had a question about how to set up a grow room in the summer. I think it was up above. I didn't get to copy it. Best way to climate control a room in the summer: need a dehumidifier. In winter, I'm going to need a little heat. So in the summer, you're going to need AC and a dehumidifier. That's about it. And then lots of circulation. And then in the winter, you need heater and dehumidifier, and maybe a humidifier sometimes.
and maybe look into getting some kind of like pulse monitor or something like that, so that you can really keep an eye on it if you notice that you're like running in the danger zone and things like that.
Oh, dude! Speaking of the pulse monitors, Painted Lady got me a pulse monitor for my birthday.
Yes,
Just very,
talk about
very
that.
nice. So I put the Pulse Pro up, and I noticed that run out of CO2 in like 2 hours with my lights turned on. It goes from 800 like very sharply down to 250. So now I'm looking into CO2, of course. Um, Obviously, an alternative would be to like make an air intake, but for me, that would be like a real pain in the ass the way my room's set up. So instead of putting an air intake in and like cycling air like you would normally do with an exhaust fan, I'm going to put bottles in the room. So I'm researching that now. So we'll see how that goes. And that's all because of that. Without that meter, I never would have known that you're running. That's horribly bad as far as your plants
You know
growing.
what though? So you're adding bottled CO2.
Not
You're gonna
yet, but yeah,
But
eventually.
that, you know what, Spartan or sequence, I'm sorry. I believe you're at that level. That's where you need to be to really step up your game. I mean, you're
Yeah,
dialed in.
yeah.
It's the only limiting factor left.
Yeah, man. So you're just gonna
It's
knock
cool.
it out of the park.
It's cool to have the data, right, to show that that's like super necessary because the plants are not growing.
I
at
mean, you should be able to see it
249.
when you're in your room working with them. You should be able to see that rise and stuff.
Right.
Do you
Yeah,
have
it's
a
cool.
do you have a door that goes to that space that you keep closed? I would just open
Yeah,
the
I do.
door, keep that door open, and maybe throw a fan there, like a box fan for now until, because all the CO2 from the house should drop.
I could leave that's a good idea. I could leave the door open during the light cycle.
I mean, it's not going to be a thing. It's not going to solve it, but I don't think. But it's going to help, I think.
Yeah, I'm betting. I mean, we need another poll in the chat, like how many days I can go before I leave that door open and then go to work and then have the light leak in
That's
all day.
scary thing. Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah,
that's
that's a
fucking
good
horrible.
idea. That's a good idea. I think I'm going to try to do that. That's a good solution for now. And then I'll look into the CO2 right away.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, I would fucking offer my shit, but I already offered it to bake. So
Well, Astro Charlie mentions that you can also buy a
We
Govee.
just talked about it yesterday.
If price is your limiting factor for a meter, you can go cheaper as well.
What's that?
Astro Charlie said that you can also use which one was it here? I missed it.
Oh, Govee.
The Govee. Yeah, you can use the Govee one if you
That's
want
what
to.
I had. So this is a pretty significant upgrade from that. I couldn't get that thing to work like if I wasn't at home, but you could download the data over time from it, but only when you were in the area, which is kind of annoying. So it was okay, but yeah, it was cheaper. I think P&L makes a really good one. I don't know that it does CO2, but it's a really nice monitor.
It does everything but CO2. That's the only thing that, yeah, that's why it's like you need to bring your pulse real quick over. I have no clue what my CO2 is.
I don't have.
She brought it up. She goes, "You could take it over to Bakes and blah blah blah."
Oh, you big sweetie.
I knew that was going to start happening, but now I'm going to say, nope, don't take it over there.
Oh, because I fucking
That's
just
agree,
I'm changing
right?
my mind.
The
Changing
turbometer.
my opinion on that, motherfucker.
Just flip flopping.
I don't have
wow.
the Pro, but man, that pulse really comes in handy. I've had light leaks where timers have went out and popped on during the middle of the day, and I get notifications. You know, that's shit I wouldn't have known about. You know, I was at work, and you know, I really enjoy it.
Mine went off this morning, Dan. Sometimes my dehumidifier bucket fills, and so like the reservoir thing fills.
Oh,
instead
wait
of
a minute,
it draining
wait a minute.
into the bucket.
Wait a minute. Are you using a bucket? Do we have to do the whole subcool thing? Are you really using a bucket to try to keep that from draining? You're not trying to plumb that out or anything?
Oh, I got a bucket, dude.
No.
I'm old school.
You know what you can do to be even more old school?
I don't understand what's going on. What are we getting scolded for? Bucketry?
Bucketry. No, for the thing is if you are
illegal overuse of buckets, apparently.
Depending on your situation and where you're growing, you may or may not want to do this, but I've had mine hooked up forever to a hose through the back of my dehumidifier so that it never actually has to shut off. If the bucket fills up and it shuts off, I could be fucked, man. If that bucket fills, let's say I didn't do it, I can get the PM, all that other goofy bullshit,
It
man.
has a hose. It has a hose draining into a 5-gallon bucket.
That's how I do mine.
Sometimes it tips just right, and then the reservoir fills up and then my pulse is like, bitch, get down here.
Yep.
Your reservoir filled up instead of the hose going to your 5-gallon bucket. So
That
That
let's
sucks.
thanks, Pulse. Yeah.
let's talk
that's-
about dehumidifiers for a hot second. What are you guys using for a dehumidifier? Are you using like a home unit? Does anybody got a fancy one? What's
Yeah.
up?
I have a home unit. It's nice though. I think it's 32 pints a day or something like that.
Yeah, they're
Pretty
usually
small.
30, 50, or 70 is what I've noticed for the home units. And then you really just need to step it up and get it like a and-in or a Quest. Because from what I've heard, those like Home Depot industrial ones aren't too great that are on the floor. So
I got
I think it
a
might be a 50 that I have.
I run an
Yeah.
Ideal Air 190 pint
Dang.
commercial
Nice.
grade.
It's a nice one.
Yeah.
Works great.
Red
So
has
yeah,
a
you
very
can go
nice-
on Google and figure out.
What's retail
Well,
on something
they'll
like
tell
that,
you the
Brad?
math to figure out your
don't
pints per
use
day.
I don't use the I use a controller for it so that it has a photo cell, so it has different settings for daytime and nighttime.
Oh,
however you wanna
bonus.
set
That's
it.
really cool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's all super simple. I use shit, what brand? All of those Centennial. Yeah, I use a Centennial. That's all my controllers, all my heater
Right on.
heater controllers.
That's really
Heater
smart.
controllers are all photo cells, and all my dehumidifiers are photocell. So yeah.
Photocell controllers are so nice. For the
Yeah.
chat, Red, if you do you want to explain how they work real quick?
Yeah, so basically they have a photocell on them, and then you have a couple different dials or button technology. I don't know. The other one that I have is a Titan. In my drying room, I use a Titan. I think it's a EOS or shit, dude. They have some
Yeah.
weird model numbers and shit, but I think it's a EOS 3 or something like that.
So the controller can tell when your lights are on or off.
Yep.
And you can have separate settings for your temperature and your humidity depending on when your lights are on and off, which is really, really nice for certain things.
Yeah, certain things like VPD, like when your lights shut off and your humidity starts to
Goes
go up,
way
your
up.
temperature starts to go down, and things like that. You might want a lower humidity setting during the nighttime setting, or I don't know, maybe you want to keep it high. I don't know. My humidity kind of lingers in the 60s to 70 range, pretty much full term, just because it's a perpetual. I have plants going out and coming in and going out and coming in, so it's always just kind of a stable environment for growing, just optimum life cycle through the whole thing. That's kind of one of the reasons I use Jax, because I don't have to change my regimen or anything. I can just perpetually run and grow, and then with
Yeah,
the
exactly.
combination-
I like that about it too.
well, that 190 pint, with the size room, it only does so much. So fortunately, I have a big commercial sized air conditioner in there as well. I mean, that thing alone takes out a ton of the water in the room.
Hmm.
It's keeping it kicks on even in the night cycle, right? Because I have the heaters running. The heaters are keeping the room up.
Do you have a mini split type AC?
I have a forced air type AC, so there's the compressor's outside, but it's a 5-ton forced air AC, so that stays in the
What a
room.
beast.
Yeah, it's a big beast, and it's an air handler is at the bottom, and it blows up through a furnace, and I mean basically it has to have a furnace and everything in it, so it's the whole furnace and kit and caboodle combination, but then it rolls up through the A coil through the furnace, and then through a very large duct that goes from the ground where the intake and all my filters are, basically the furnace filters at the bottom, go up and then kick it out at the very top of the ceiling, so it's constantly cycling things like CO2 and humidity from the floor to the top as it runs, and I don't keep the fan on at 24/7. I'm specifically talking about the furnace fan. I don't keep that on 24/7, but I keep that whole thing set on a time schedule similarly to what my lights are going to go, and actually change the time schedule slightly before and after my lights go off. Like my lights are going off at, let's say, like 10 p.m. Then I'm gonna actually change, and my air conditioning is gonna go from 74 degrees up to 75 degrees, so that it starts to warm up in the room before the lights go off. That way, when the lights go off, it's already warmer in the room. It's not gonna start getting colder in the room. You know what I'm saying? because when it gets colder in the room, the lights go off and your humidity spikes. That's when you get your PM and all that stuff. So
Right.
Because you're trying to avoid that dew point, right?
yeah, exactly. I'm constantly trying to. So I start heating the room up towards the end of the light cycle. Just like the last half hour, I start really heating up the room, and got closer to like 85 degrees, and then towards like higher limits, and then the lights kick off and it cools down, but then you get back into your normal range, because my heaters, and even in the summertime, I'm running heaters. I want my room is incredibly well insulated, so like I don't get a lot of interference from it being really hot outside. The sun's beating up my building. I have infrared barrier and all kinds of shit that keeps my rooms at a nice thermal temperature, inside. So I have to run heaters even in the summertime.
Well, there's a question in
keep
chat.
Yeah, speaking of your heat, Red,
80
you've
degrees
got a
in the
question from What About Bob in the chat. How many BTUs does your dehumidifier put out? Like heat wise?
Yeah, he
How
says,
many-
I feel like my
I don't know
AC
off
is
the top of
fighting
my
my
head.
dehumidifier the whole time. I might just start using AC only during the day and a dehumidifier only at night.
Well,
Cheers, Bob.
you would have to figure out
well,
the
I'll tell you what,
wattage.
I've actually came across a lot of scenarios where I've had to deflect and make sure that my my dehumidifier output air isn't like blowing on my thermostat or my thermometer or whatever I want to.
Oh,
thermostat.
here we go again.
And
Thermometer.
One steps away from the fucking seat for
Thermostat.
like 8 seconds, man.
Keep the thermostat at one
I'll
side
give
of
you
the
a
room.
thermostat.
Dehumidifier difference pop. I'm not sure how many BTUs. I'm sure it kicks off a lot of BTUs. Most dehumidifiers do.
I'll say the same thing though. I can tell by my pulse meter that my AC and my dehumidifier are constantly fighting each other because the lines are going like this all
Right.
the time.
Well,
I mean,
going back to
and
Astro
it's usually
Charlie.
60 degrees in my room because I'm running with a 5-ton air conditioner in a 16 by 16 foot room. It's not a big room. There's a 5-ton in it.
Right.
I mean, it's just when it runs. I mean, it cools the room down. I mean, it's 60 degrees. Like I don't know. I mean, my CO2 burner in the room, that might run for a couple minutes. That might kick off a bunch of thousands of BTUs, but I mean, it's done once that air conditioner kicks on for 5 seconds. I mean, it's already cooled down the room. And yeah, I mean, as far as like energy efficiency and costs and all that stuff, I don't know.
Okay, so there's a couple of questions in chat. One is Gorski says, couldn't you draw air from outside, bank it in a lung room, filter it into your grow room, and not have to use a heater? Or not have to use as much heat. So you're using like a relative heating thing.
Maybe in July and August in Michigan, but not the rest of the months.
Yeah.
Let's say, and then you wouldn't want to heat in those months anyway. I don't know.
Right. And then
Maybe worry about bugs and stuff.
Australian Grown says my AC is my dehumidifier in summer. And yeah, that's what I used to use mine for when I had my box, I had a 5x8 by 5 box, and I just cut a hole in the side of it, and it's down in my basement, put the window unit in there, and then like had to light seal it and shit. But it worked really well for making sure that I didn't have crazy humidity jumping off.
That doesn't work for my room.
Right, it depends on the size of your room.
Sometimes I have to have 2 in there. I have 2 in there, but it's usually.
Well, you guys are lucky because you guys all use like LED light technology and shit. Those old rooms that like an 8 or a 10K room, like those get super fucking hot, man. I mean, those CMHs that they have at Mint and Canico, those get hot as shit too, don't they?
Mine gets pretty warm.
Yeah.
The yeah, but see, the thing is at Mechanical, they're like fucking so high up,
right?
And we have so much space above them, even so all that heat really radiates, mostly kind of just goes up. It doesn't go all the way down to the plants as much. That's kind of how you get away with it. You don't lose as much, as what you think when you raise a light. When you have the rooms so stacked close together, you're just kind of filling the space of the room. So when you raise the lights up higher, those lights bounce off of those white walls and still get to the canopy, still get down there. And so that's kind of the strategy we want, is we went really high with the lights.
Yeah.
And we have this super even par because of it, or whatever you want to call it, PPFD. The light is super consistent across the board because of that.
what's like old man in his barn. Remember, he had the really, really tall ceilings in the barn and had those CMHs hanging and was getting a nice, you're right. It's not like focused light, like there's a hot spot here and a dead spot here and there's overlap and shit.
That's the biggest thing you'll see, like when you have lights almost too close, is you'll have hot spots in the middle of the canopy, where the light's concentrated, and then the edges will be a little bit less. So the more even canopies, you'll see the lights either up higher or those new LEDs that have the diodes spread out more, like bar style or something like that.
Yeah. Those produce a really even canopy I've seen. Like the
That's what
Lord
I run.
Flux and stuff.
I like
Yeah, we
the
use our
first.
Lord Flex and Veg at work. Yep.
I've been really impressed with mine so far. So far, so good.
And the mosquitoes are even getting me in here. They're so bad in Michigan right now. Oh,
They're terrible.
You know what I
Actually-
noticed about your mosquitoes up here?
They're
They're
bloodthirsty.
plentiful. They're plentiful, but they're fucking slow. Like you can whap them, whereas the ones in Florida, they're fucking ninjas, and you're not killing them with just a simple like.
That's what I was calling the mosquitoes today. I was calling them ninjas, man, because they were coming out of nowhere and they were just like on me everywhere. I couldn't stand in the garden for more than.
That's the thing. They're
minutes.
plentiful up
Terrible.
here for sure.
Pain lady's
They're-
still dusting off.
It's
Man,
hilarious
I
that you
know.
called them
Hear
ninjas.
him.
That's exactly what I called them.
We got all that rain, so
If
there's
Becca's
all
in
this
chat, she
cooling
will
from this breeding.
confirm that.
I'll kill a
Yeah.
mofo mosquito too.
Oh,
I will.
good.
They
I'm
don't.
so
They
glad
don't.
to hear that.
They don't
Thank
spray
God.
through the neighborhoods up here, huh?
They do
I hope
actually.
the
Oh, they
You
fuck
do?
pay your
not.
tax bill, your property tax bill
I
has it
don't
on
Our
fucking-
there.
county,
Don't ask for
didn't
that
spray
shit.
Stop
for
it.
gypsy
Stop it.
moths, and all my oak trees are hit.
They
Not
already
a
got rid
leaf
of my
on any of
bees.
our oak
I already
trees.
don't have any
What?
bees.
Oh, dude.
Oh, I
Gypsy
know.
took it all.
I
The
know
whole
what we can
town.
talk about. Does
It's like fucking
anybody know
Agent
anything
Orange or
about
some
box
shit, man.
elders?
Box elders.
Yeah, does
Yeah.
anyone know anything about box elder bugs and how to
Oh,
get
I
rid of
know.
them? They're
I do.
destroying all of the plants in my yard,
Oh my god.
except for my vegetables.
Go to Arbico Organics right now on their website. I bet you they'll fucking tell you way better than any of us.
You're probably right. You're probably right. It's
Well,
like-
everybody was telling him he's got to cut down his box elder trees.
Yeah, well, I would just yeah, that's probably end game, but there's probably like a preventative or something you can throw out right now to help. But
There's
yeah,
got to be
that's-
something that eats them, isn't there? There's
Yeah,
got
that's
to be.
that's what I imagine. I'd go to Arbico Organics and go to the webpage, and I'm sure there's a big write up they have.
Those things
All they have is
used to-
diatomaceous earth.
Really?
Those things used to
Yeah.
like be all over my building, but I haven't seen them in the last few years. They actually do damage to what kind of crops?
just my ornamental stuff, like
Are they really? I
flowers
never-
and shit.
They don't mess with mine. That's wild. Dude, I've seen those things all over my building one time. I was like, what the fuck is this? But they were like not really getting in the building or anything, but they were all over the outside of the building. And then within the last couple of years, they're just kind of not there. So I don't know. Maybe the county sprayed for some shit and city sprayed for some shit.
Well, we talked about that early on about if you have your garden and it draws air from the outside, make sure that you do stay on top of your local news and stuff, because if they do come and spray, you want to make sure that you have your air handler system taken care of.
Yeah.
That may mean that you have to bag and tape your intakes and everything like
This
that.
stuff will do it.
Okay. How much for 4 ounces of concentrate? That's enough to do a
This is
knockdown.
an Omri.
It's $10.
Omri listed. Kills box elder bugs.
What about earwigs?
I think earwigs were on that list.
Everywhere.
Need an earwig.
Yeah, there's
prevention.
lots of earwigs too. That's water. I think all this rain and water is bringing a lot of bugs.
Biting and
Yeah.
sucking insects, soil-borne pests, and several days to date. Fungal.
Earwigs are not on this list. What are earwigs called, though? It might be a different name.
I see it says powdery mildew on it,
They're
though.
like a rove beetle would be.
Pinchy butt. Pinchy
Yes.
butt
Pinchy
bugs.
butt.
Benchy butt rove beetle.
I see leaf miners as well, mealy bugs. Some of the usual suspects.
Botrytis.
Who's ever heard of a spittle bug? Blueberry maggots.
Mm.
Blueberry maggots.
If you
That's
gotta
cool.
eat
I
'em.
might have to try that. $10 and see if it'll can
Yeah,
let my
be worth
plants
it.
live in the yard.
Well, you're probably gonna want to get the bigger one then. I wonder if that's a direct spray or if that's like a cut with water thing.
I think that's a concentrate. It says.
Okay.
So they're like in the yard, like the grass and stuff?
Yeah, you can see them. They're walking
Oh,
all
well then
over all
yeah,
the
just
plants,
go
and then
get
there's big
DE
holes in them
first.
all.
Go get a big bag of
DE
DE.
doesn't do anything.
I actually have a bag of DE if you want some.
We'll try that.
It's half a bag, but I got a bag.
He's
All
got it, he
DE's
doesn't
ever
use
done
it.
for me is make a big mess.
It's,
Shredder says I was thinking
why
the
he's got the
earwigs
Yeah,
are
but
eating
have
the
you
box
battled?
elders.
Have you battled these bugs before?
and
I've
it's-
tried to use DE for like 5 different things, and it's
DE
O
would be-
for everything.
Yeah, it'll be useless outside right now. It's raining.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, exactly. It's just gonna soak right.
It's
in the ground.
wet, turns into a paste.
Okay, so people do need the spittle bug out there.
Just
Okay.
a little addition sequence. I'm reading this thing online. It says, and then after they're dead, it says you remove the dead bugs, which would be a huge pain in the ass. Maybe run the lawnmower.
Make some frass, man.
Lawnmower on low, but it says remove the dead bugs since they may attract carpet beetles that will go on to attack fabric stored by dry goods and other natural products in your home.
Oh, I'm not worried about that out there.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a good warning. If it were all these bugs that I'm worried about are pretty far from the house actually, but they're dominating my. I got a butterfly bush, a coneflower.
Yep.
It says
What
there's
else is
things that
over
they're attracted to too. So there might be these things around that you could adjust to make them not, but they're attracted to
Box
sunny-
elder trees.
No, besides that, it says they're attracted to sunny, heat reflecting surfaces like windows and concrete
Oh sure.
and homes with southern or western exposure. They also stand close to their food sources like the box elder tree.
So yeah, I'm
I-
reading that their
Maple
natural
ash.
predators are like things like mice, chipmunks, ducks, chickens.
Just let them all loose in your backyard. You can have the
Chickens.
sequence petting
See,
farm.
And
I
the
knew
and the
it.
reason is because
It's
when
a
they get
chicken.
attacked,
I'm not
they
getting fucking
they
chickens.
emit a foul odor and they don't taste good. So there's no
Oh.
bugs that want to eat them. But I guess they taste good to like rodents. and stuff.
Chickens eat anything.
Bring the rats.
Yeah,
Get
exactly.
a
Like
couple
y'all were saying.
chickens.
Gross
I
little
wish I could have
fuckers.
chickens for that kind. I saw a reel today. I was so jealous. This lady, they weren't box elders, but they're another kind of bug. I can't remember now off the top of my head. But she was outside. It was a regular garden too, but she was knocking these bugs off. She just had a little bowl of water in one hand, and she was even wearing a glove because she didn't want to hit the bugs with her bare hand, I guess. But she was knocking all the bugs into the water, and they couldn't. They were just swimming. They couldn't fly away.
Probably get some
So
soap
she
in
just
there.
knocked them all off. Oh, it was off her raspberries. That's what they were. They were raspberries. And she was knocking them all off into this bowl of water. And then she had chickens. So she just put the bowl of water on the ground and the chickens all ran over there. And they just pecked it was like bobbing for apples. They just pecked them all out of the water and ate them all.
Having for bugs.
I was like,
So-
that's fucking awesome.
Sequence, I just thought about maybe your previous owner had chickens for a reason.
Ah.
And it's
That shit
Yeah,
under
because she was
control.
a weird lady with chickens, dude.
well,
Yeah,
I'm saying, but
that
maybe
one-
that's why the elder bugs weren't there, and then all of a sudden, oh shit, yes, this guy doesn't have
She's-
chickens. We're coming
Maybe
back.
they were there.
coming-
Maybe they were there.
Baby,
you
we're
They could
back.
have been there.
Yeah.
If you
But
get
Chickens
I
are
was also
fun.
thinking it's 2021. You might be able to rent chickens.
If you
Well,
get
Oh, dude.
Point, I
then
could
you
probably
get
rent
fresh
a chicken.
eggs.
Dude, Blue Kiss Gardens with the line says chickens are the goats of the bird world.
Yeah, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't
man.
want no fucking chickens.
dude,
just
you'd
rent
have
Any
the
lady
best
will name
yard,
them.
too.
She'll get 2 of them.
Yeah,
wish
and then
I
you
did.
have eggs, fresh eggs. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Look how excited.
Mayor
she-
McCluck.
And Diamond would have someone to play with.
yeah,
you can-
raw.
Dude, you can even feed. It's healthy for you to feed the eggs to your dog too.
If the chickens,
Okay.
probably.
I think
Diamond
you
will
should do
chase
a
the
vote,
chickens
a
around.
vote in the
Feel about
chat
that
if you should get chickens or not.
You got.
Are we allowed to rob the eggs from the chicken painted lady? Is that okay?
Yeah,
You do it right in
Okay.
front of the chicken too.
Omelets, baby.
yeah.
Dang it.
Wow. At the very end of the show, Terp meter is taking the lead.
What
Yeah,
is
I
it?
think there's foul play though. There's no way.
The terpometer?
Yeah, it's
It-
taking
yeah.
the lead.
No,
It's taking the lead.
Later
votes,
on,
man.
as
Get
the
your
show
last
gets later,
votes in.
people get higher and they
there's
make
a lot.
poor
There's a
decisions.
lot of
making poor
doctors that
decisions.
watch this show. Yeah.
We need a
They're
we need to copy
remembering
that
that it
part of
needs the
that
big
dance
O.
right there, Abolish. We need that a dance
the
on
apostrophe.
saved.
Don't let big thermometer buy your way in.
Yeah.
Damn lobbyist.
Remember, it's not a thermometer stat.
Embrace the new ways. Don't hold on to the past old dumb sounding ways.
I don't know if anyone's supposed to understand what you just said, but I think that it kicked in a long time
I
ago.
think 40. Yeah, I agree with that. 100%.
It's working, baby. It's working.
But I
Long
think
live the
I
banana
thought it was
49%.
just me that didn't understand what he said.
49% of the people agree with me though, so that's a lot of people.
Fucking idiots.
I'm glad you said it.
Well, make sure that if you guys, before the end of the show, make sure that you come check us out at the Luzerne event on the 23rd and the 24th, and we can continue this conversation over copious amounts of cannabis.
It'll be fun.
Sure, for sure. Beware chickens are a gateway drug. Start a farm.
Gateway to a farm, man.
I bet, yeah.
Abolished, how you doing, man? How are the gardens? What's up, man? We haven't got you involved in a second here.
Doing pretty good. Both gardens are doing great. I'm finally back to doing monocrops. I know I've been complaining or saying that I want to do that for a while. I got one full room of OG. Everything's looking good. And another room full of sour melon, and then my babies are looking great. And so we were talking about pollen chucking and our making seeds earlier. I'd like to report on the Pele, the re-veg on that's going successful. So I should have clones for everybody here soon that wanted that. Because I mean, when I had my first like sample taste of it, I wasn't impressed. And then once it actually dried and cured a little bit, I'm just blown away by it. I love the strain. I want to keep it around now. Really
Nice.
Really glad I have one little bud left on the bottom because I didn't keep a clone of it.
It's the way it usually works, isn't it? It's that one that you don't clone that really like stands out. You're like, dang.
Well, I actually tried to. I filled the aero cloner with it, but I had an aero cloner failure.
Yeah.
And it was already in flower, so
Yeah.
away she goes.
That always happens to me too. It's like when I decide to let a strain go that I've had for a while, that last run is always like killer, and you're like,
Headlights,
fuck.
man. Headlights.
Yeah, headlights is that way. Fuck yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll get like ahead of myself and just flip them into flower when they're just in the cloner before roots. And sometimes you have catastrophic failures in your cloner and you have to go cut new clones, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 days in flower. It kind of stinks, but it happens. So.
Yeah, I just got a re-veg with it's a stick with a nug on it. And way down at the bottom, little tiny green is growing out. So I was like, sweet. And it's been about a month and a half. Yeah, I did one before and it took, I swear, like 2 or 3 months. It was a long time before I saw anything. Dude, I was so excited when you finally look at it, you're like, what the hell is that? Oh,
money. Yeah, man.
It's fucking new growth.
A single leafer.
I was super stoked to see that fucking those roots on the banana daddies, dude.
Oh, you know, I got it. Yeah.
You already got roots?
On
those
of
plants
each,
were,
except for Storm Shadow, but the 2 banana daddies definitely have roots.
those plants were fucking dry, dude.
Dude,
we were just sitting there watching
them. Man, I'm surprised they live, but yeah, mine's still in a
bunch of growers watching them die.
That's why I was like, I gotta go.
Like the
guys.
story of someone drowning at the lifeguard party.
They put the responsibility on me, and I'm like, oh fuck! Look at somebody goes, man, those plants don't look good. And I was talking, and I look over, I'm like, oh my god, that's my responsibility. Like,
I had like a.
They were really good.
Doesn't surprise me.
I had like a water. I was like, all right, we'll put some of this on there.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, that's right. I got them home.
Thunder Dan.
High and tight. Yeah, that's from High and Tight and Thunder Dan.
Yeah, man, they were killer. The banana terps were amazing. I've never tasted such banana.
Painted Lady, we had a question in the chat about an update on your compost. We have 2 minutes left if you want to fill everyone in.
Yeah, I got some last week. They dropped off a bucket and it looks great. The guy said that he just is now happy with the results of the compost. So Spartan was right when he said that maybe it just took a long time. I guess it just took a long time. So Yeah, and it looks great. And now I'm hoping that we just get a continuous drop off of compost for a little while now. So
How often do they bring it around? Once a month?
well, they do the collecting for me. I do the every other week. So once every couple weeks. So I'm guessing I'll probably get a bucket once every couple weeks or something, which
The
will
poll is
work.
complete.
You know, yeah, it'll work. So,
Poll is complete.
it's cool.
51%
The polls are
are
closed.
fucking idiots. And
So does
Wow.
that officially, hold on, does that mean on the show we have to go with terpometer and make sure we
That's
say it
gonna
like
be
that?
tough.
I
Did
think
it.
that's like a
that's
rule
gonna be
now.
tough. Yeah.
And we can you can only re-vote that in a year.
He's dancing.
4 years.
All right, we
4
gotta
years.
end
You
this
gotta-
shit.
4 years, fuck that.
Revisit it.
4 years.
Well,
Once every 4 years.
By
we'll-
then there'll be new technology and we won't worry
Next,
about it anymore.
Yeah.
next fucking
Hey,
president.
right
you
into
know.
the company.
Come through tomorrow night, 11 p.m. for the late sesh before we get cut off here.
Check
Thanks
out
for
Rad
joining
and
us, everybody.
Polarity.
Please join us at Polarity Science at 11:30. Thank you.
Thanks, chat.
Thank you guys. Have a great night.
Later.